Good evening, everybody. This is Vice Admiral J.L. Galloway. Actually, that's a little loud. Let me turn that off.
Yes.
Okay, I gotta get a little better about that transition. But this is Vice Admiral J.L. Galloway, and welcome to episode 5. Looks like we already have 4 comments.
Yes, the sound wasn't working.
Are they kidding? Do I really have to do that over again? I just
I mean, told you.
well, I don't pay attention to the Today's episode is gonna be called Censorship, and maybe I'll find the clip in a little bit and play it again. That. Sorry about that, guys. Oh yeah, you told me in the private chat, but I wasn't even actually
Yes.
paying attention to that. Wow. Jeez. Okay, we're just gonna move forward. Let me turn down the audio on my end a little bit. There we go. All right, so today's episode is gonna be called Censorship, and I'm pretty sure most people know what censorship is in some form or another.
I hope so.
Well, yeah, but in particular, the way I want to talk about it here is so our fleet's doing really well about it, but other fleets I've noticed have taken a dramatic change of thinking that their way is the only way and everybody should be doing it their way kind of mentality. So I do want to say congratulations to all of Fleet 31 for not doing that. First thing is, we're here, we're a team, we should be thinking that way. We should also respect and value the opinions of others. So to that effect, my first question I guess I have here is censorship right? What do you think, Jenny?
To a point, it is.
I'll see. We're going to be on opposites on this one. Go ahead, though.
Well, there's the point where you need to do censorship. Censorship. Oh my God, that's a word I can't say.
Let me rephrase it. Self-censorship.
Okay, well,
censorship. That's basically where I'm saying here is that, my way is the only way, Jenny, and your way doesn't matter because I'm right, you're wrong.
Oh no.
You see it all the time
like
on
that,
Facebook.
no.
You see it all the time on Facebook,
Yeah,
and you see it in groups. And you see it in groups.
Mm-hmm.
And like this weekend, I was in another group, and they missed. Okay, one of the biggest things that you guys need to know about me as a fleet commander, former deputy fleet commander, is, and I even tell Jenny, weekends are meant to be with your families. They're meant to be with you, your loved ones. This is a fan group. Okay, I mean, we do the best we can. We dedicate a lot of hours, just like Jenny. I dedicate my work week to dealing with Star Trek. I do a little Star Trek writing on the side in another fan group. That's where I kind of came in here. I was talking about censorship. And the whole idea behind it is that you're here to have fun. And if fun starts becoming work, then what's kind of the point?
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, with that, why am I getting a lot of GGs? Are you GGing me, Nathaniel?
I said Gucci.
Yeah, my son thinks GG stands for Gucci when it really stands for good game.
Yeah.
Anyways, but back to censorship. So, censorship, basically, self-censorship is where you feel like your way is the only way and you need to tell others what to do. Somebody made the mistake this weekend of telling me that, hey, I need you to look at this. I'm like, do you realize it's the weekend? And they didn't appreciate that comment. And then today everybody was coming up to me like, what's going on with you? What's going on with your family? But for my case, it was very mild. But in other people's cases, like, heck, I'll even use my own personal family. I had a cousin, Crystal. Well, I probably shouldn't say her name. I have a cousin that lives on the East Coast of the United States, and their religious beliefs dictated to them that they have to preach out to everybody else that their way is the only way, and if you don't agree with them, they take personal offense and they get hurt. And that's what I'm trying to get at with self-censorship.
Okay.
I don't mind it, but to a point. If your self-censorship is disrupting other people's lives, I feel like that's wrong. I haven't noticed it here in Fleet 31, but I have noticed it in other fleets, not just the writing play group, but with our sister partnership. I got to give Steve credit; he does the best he can. But I've even noticed it in his group, and for all of our members who are part of both groups, I really wish that you guys keep that in mind. Steve is one person; he's volunteering his time; he's not being paid for it. So in that same token, censorship kind of needs to stop. You need to let the guy do his job. But it's like anything that we do. We all need an opportunity in time. You and I, luckily, Jenny, have been really open with everybody here in the fleet about what our
Yeah.
intentions are, what we want to plan, and we're trying not to overwhelm people right now because we are still in the middle of a COVID-19 crisis. Some states are opening up, but states like mine, for example, we're not reopening until July.
As in
Our
Texas, we are slowly reopening right now.
Well, let me rephrase that. In Oregon, we have decided our rural cities can reopen, but the bulk of the city, the bulk of the state will not reopen until July. So, and it's being taken in steps. Right now, they're actually, according to our news, there was somebody who's defying the governor's orders, and they haven't taken any steps yet, but it's just a matter of time. So we'll see how that goes because, the way that person's saying it is, well, if the rest of the state's doing it, why can't we?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not really the topic of tonight.
Nope.
But
Censorship.
I know censorship in this particular case. Does anybody out there that's listening tonight have anything they want to say about censorship? I that was from earlier. Oh, they were talking about the audio here. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Michelle has some. The fact that you're doing an online cast to keep the fleet updated and together is doing something rather than crickets. Yeah, I'd have to agree with that, Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm talking about censorship in particular. Has anybody else here been affected by that? Kind of like how I was this weekend, and why I wanted to bring up this topic this week is I want to remind people, not just in our fleet, but in anybody else. We also have a sister group with us, and a lot of their members. We have a lot of cross member join. Heck, the two of us right here
Yeah.
are also members. And so I want that to make quite clear to everybody. That hey, we're a group, we're a big family, and we should all try to be respectful towards each other. Now that doesn't mean that I can't give my good friend Steve a hard time, though. The only thing it does mean, though, is I can't promote whatever I feel is the right and only way to do things. People like him, people like me, people like you, Jenny, we're put in these positions because people trust us to try to do them, and we're going to do the best we can. Now, we're not power tripping, we're not ego hungry, you know. Because of that, I think people need to understand that one, you got to be patient. Things
Yeah.
aren't going to happen overnight. The best thing you
Wait,
can
they're
do,
not?
no. The other thing is,
Oh.
I kind of want to give some of the people a background on how we do things here. I don't know how SFI does it. I can tell you here that anytime I bring something up or Jenny brings something up in the CO command cancel area, we have to have a minimum of 48-hour discussion. And
Mm-hmm.
then it's a minimum of 7 days to vote on any particular topic. But the discussions can go longer than 48 hours if merited. And some discussions get so heated that we agree to drop the conversation and bring it back at a later date. We haven't done that recently, but it has been an issue in the past because I've been on the command cancel since 2014. Wow.
Wow. So
Yeah.
1 year after you joined,
hmm
you became
No,
a command
you.
cancel.
I joined in
You.
2014.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. John, that is awesome to hear. Another group that I'd like to shout out to is I know for a fact that the USS Sauron is also not practicing censorship. If anything, they're actually promoting community spirit because
Mm-hmm.
I do get their updates on a regular basis. All right, anything else? What happened to Steve?
He has to announce something big over at SFI today,
Oh,
tonight.
he's
Something
going
big
live.
about. Yeah, he's going live tonight to announce some big thing they're going to do. If he gets like 40 people or something like that.
Hey, Steve, if you want to come on for a few minutes, I wouldn't mind getting the exclusive. Now we just gotta wait for the delay to find out if he wants to do that. I'm pretty sure he's gonna tell me no.
If he's still listening, I'll go hop on over there and see, or go look over
Okay.
there.
All right. While Jenny's doing that, the next question I have for everybody is: have you joined our Discord server yet? We kind of posted it on the Fleet 31 website, but I'm gonna go ahead and get the invite link. I already had this set to never expire, and yet it seems like every time I'm on here, I have to
It
reset that.
expired.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not live yet.
Huh? We'll see what he says.
Can't remember. I think he had training too. He said about training and doing stuff. I don't know. I was listening to him a little bit last night.
I feel bad because I didn't listen last night.
It's okay. It was a short one. He was tired.
Okay. All right. Here, let me try to see if I can
Why
put.
finish doing that? Yes. If you can't join Discord, it's a lot of fun. Speaking of, I just got a notification from Discord.
Oh. So I went ahead and shared the link to our Discord server. So I would recommend if anybody hasn't yet, if you do go on there, please tell me who you are so I can put you on the correct permissions. I think you should have permissions to do that now too.
Okay. I've never done it before, so you might have to walk me through it one night.
Okay, I can do that. Yeah, I don't see Steve responding. Well, let me send him a message real quick. Hey, in this good radio, right? Steve Parmley.
He said something about launching a new department, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So.
You want to come online. Very awesome.
And guys, I did behave yesterday on when I was talking to him.
Okay, what did he talk about? Just out of curiosity, while I give him.
I only missed half it because I was in the middle of playing a game and I realized he came on. He basically came on as ask me anything, and then he talked about some other things I didn't really focus on, but mainly I knew that he was going to announce tomorrow some big news for SFI about some new department.
Oh.
And he said some people might not like it, some people might love it.
I wonder if it's Starfleet intelligence.
That or something else he said. I forgot now.
Oh.
I thought maybe something with Axanar because he has a big group of Axanar.
Oh, Axanar, yeah, Axanar. I kind of talked to him about it. So they're getting a new chapter going. Is actually a little more stringent than ours is, but it works for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's going to be too much with Axanar. Maybe they decided to jump ahead and push the 5 months to less time, or maybe they're going to hold them to 5 months.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They have a lot more. SFI has a lot more restrictions.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Hey, did they ever set you up with your permissions yet?
I finally got the email yesterday.
Nice. Thank you, Steve, for your help with that.
After almost a week of signing up. Just makes me. Well, I don't want to give. No. I'm not going to badmouth them.
Hey, Ed. Thank you for joining us tonight. Oh, Michelle did actually say something about censorship.
Yeah,
So let's go ahead and read this while we wait to see if Steve wants to come on. No, censorship is not right. Keep things respectful is key. People need to relearn that we can agree to disagree and speak your mind. Just because you may not like what I have to say doesn't mean you should demand that I be silent for what I say. That is very true, Michelle. The one thing I really dislike is, and especially in a lot of groups, is if somebody doesn't like what you have to say and you have your own opinion, unless you're on something like this where you're talking live one-on-one with the other person, or in this case with the audience, all I have to do is click, no, I don't want to hear it. So exactly. It's kind of the la la la. I have my ears in on my.
It's just like on Facebook. If you see something that somebody posted something you don't like, all you have to do is scroll past it. Mm-hmm. That's all you have to do. But no, people have to.
Or there's another option, like especially as family members, if you do not want to follow them, then don't follow them.
Follow them, yeah.
Just because
you can still be friends with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like I've done. Nobody in here knows this, or nobody in this group is part of this list. If you get the person who likes to comment on every single post you post, no matter what it is, and it's like, okay, I don't mind people commenting, but when it's every post that you post, it's like they're following you. Yeah. I go and put them in my friends acquire list or whatever. So like when you post things, not everybody sees it.
Yeah.
Like so, like still, so it's just. Sometimes you have to, because sometimes you get really annoying people write, Hey, Chase. So Chase is He started the Lone Star Fleet little
okay.
club here in Texas. We were part of the Texas Truckee Group, so any Texas out there, join the Texas Truckee Group. And and so I'm part of that fleet too. That one is just kind of more of a club. There's no structure, there's no captain, no, nothing like that. It's one big group. And we just hang out. We did a photo shoot where we did a green screen and we all dressed up in Star Trek costumes. I might have some photos of that somewhere.
Okay.
We done a was it a car showing? Yeah, that was with my friend Kate. We went for my friend Kat. She works at a church, so we use her church a lot for our gatherings. And we did a like go and watch Discovery. So we all sit there and watch Discovery on TV, and then afterwards talk about it. Or we were gonna do Picard, but it kind of things happened, we couldn't do it. But yeah, it's really nice little group to have. Then we'll go out to dinner, and very much like I would like us as our ships to do once we're allowed to go out and hang out with friends and stuff like that again.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. Because I do miss a lot of my chapter.
Yep, we did the Dallas Aquarium. I remember doing that. We just walked around the aquarium and meetups. Yeah.
Picard viewing. Huh. Okay, Well, Chase has something else to say, and then we'll get back to Mike.
Sorry, Mike.
I think he was just mentioning some places you guys have gone. Picard viewing, Dallas World Aquarium, meetups, etc., etc. All right. Thank you for joining us tonight, Chase. Stick around. All right, let's get to Mike's question real quick, or Mike's comment. One thing I love about this podcast is this allows members to know what's happening behind the scenes. There is often a lot going on, and folks never know as they never see behind the scene this crickets. That is absolutely correct. I guess I was maybe nothing against the previous administrations, but a lot of times people never saw what really happens behind the things. Like, for example, when I was Mike's deputy fleet commander, we talked on a regular basis. Even though people may not have seen that in the command council area, we actually talked on a regular basis. And you need to. You need to have good communication with each other. Luckily,
and sometimes,
in good times.
I was like, Jade and I talk all the time, and sometimes not about fleet stuff. No. You like to I talk about my crazy trash guy and the weather.
Oh yeah, 90 degrees. That's not fair.
But today was 70.
Oh, same here. How do you go from 90 to 70? Did you guys rain? Was it rain?
It did rain the other day.
Yeah, see, it rained here yesterday too. And then we're back.
Just 2 days ago. I don't know. Texas rain is rain. It's rain for us.
Yeah. All right. Looks like that's all the. I got a message a second ago. Where did I get that? Oh, I'm free to join. No, John Hardy is free to join us.
Oh.
So I'll send him a link.
Yes. Anybody can come join us.
We don't bite.
Nope.
Unless you're
not hard, at least.
Okay. Yeah. That's
fair.
While we wait for John to come on, hey, at least the chocolate one shows up correctly.
Oh. See, that looks blue today.
It looks blue every day.
I know, but it looks more blue than it was. Of course, don't worry, guys. Don't worry.
Oh, Kaylee, look what Jenny has. Kaylee's like, I don't care.
I already ate all the gummy bears from Kaylee from last week.
Oh yeah, Kaylee says that's not nice. The gummy bear picture. So for those who don't know, my daughter a couple weeks ago, was it a couple weeks ago? I think we were live streaming, and she had gummy bears, and Jenny was like, I want some.
So I got some.
Mute your mic, or can you mute the background? All right,
go ahead. All festive today.
I know, right? I like his comm badge and the Admiral Pip.
I'm wearing a Star Trek shirt today. Oh,
nice.
It's green, so it's gonna cut through.
Oh, that's green. I thought it was all black.
It's let me turn off my John's getting his situation here. Let me turn on the green screen for a minute.
Okay.
So there you go.
Oh wow, I actually like that better that way.
So this came through. I think one of those. I think it was Thinky Box.
Okay.
They did a Star Trek theme, or it was either Thinky or the Star Trek box I did for a while.
John, thank you for joining us tonight.
That's all
So,
right.
do you have anything to say about self censorship?
No, we our ship. No censorship, no racist, nothing.
Okay. I mean, how do you personally feel about it?
I mean,
Okay. Because
So I'm just leaving trouble with them.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, I feel all right with it. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, take baseball cap off.
All right.
Remember it.
What team is that?
Cardinals.
Cardinals.
St. Louis.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What are you looking for,
He's
Kaylee?
got some calming music back in the background there.
I know, right?
Yeah.
My idea of calming music is Alexa at night playing Pandora.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, my wife and we've had conversations about that. She cannot stand the radio playing.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of it.
Really?
Playing.
Oh.
Because I like to listen to it, and then I can't. Then I'm singing the songs in my head, and so I can't sleep.
Oh.
But if I'm in a car, or actually no, if I'm in an airplane, I prefer having something on my head within the plane to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Because I don't want
to you have to travel further than I do, though.
Yeah.
Because you go to Virginia a lot, and then you also, I think probably about the same distance, about 2 hours from Texas to Vegas.
Yeah, and then about an hour and a half to from Texas to Miami. So.
Wow.
Yeah, because we have to fly over the ocean for Miami some reason. So we go Texas,
over the
Louisiana. Ocean? Yeah, like they don't fly this. They don't fly like this to Miami. They fly all the way, like kind of across the most ocean. And let me tell you, ocean. If you fly over the ocean, it seems to be more turbulence than if you fly over the land.
Yeah, I've flown out of San Diego several times. I know exactly what you mean.
I just like
I don't get it. It's like, why do they go over? My guess is predetermined flight plans or flight paths.
Oh.
You getting a message?
Discord.
Oh, I'm not paying attention to Discord. I probably should be, but.
Captain Russell Marr.
Uh-huh.
I guess he's saying he just joined.
Oh, thank you, Captain Russell Marr, for joining. So, John, you got your technical issues worked out?
Yeah.
Pardon?
You have your technical issues worked out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we just done a poll.
Oh, okay.
Because I've got a new mascot.
Oh, what's your mascot?
Can't find him.
Oh, little baby Yoda.
No, you did not. I want him. Kaylee, come here.
Did you see they have a baby Yoda Monopoly coming out?
Yeah, that's not fair. Mine. You hear my daughter? She's like, it's mine. This is all I have for Yoda merch.
I have no Yoda merch. Actually, I lie. I do.
I do want to say for my XO, if he's out there, Mike Merkin, you're absolutely wrong. They should definitely keep Yoda a baby. Not a teenager, but a baby.
Yes, a baby. I have a shirt that Captain Scott got me.
Uh-huh.
I know exactly what it is. I can go get it.
Okay.
Let me go get it. Let me show y'all. Y'all get to look at this. I'll be right back.
There you go. There. Now you got me to want to wear my baby Yoda hat.
Yeah, that's me. Got a closet from me now.
Oh, what kind of ale is that?
It's called WKD.
Oh, okay.
It's sparkling fortified alcohol.
Oh.
Pen mix with flavouring, bit of vodka in it.
Yeah.
Vodka.
So the only place I drink, actually, honestly, is in Vegas, or on very, very rare special occasions, like on my birthday, or things like that. So I'll get back to the new comment, but or things like that. Mainly because I just drink milk, or I drink soda, or drink water. Right.
I do.
What I really
I do
love is
normally,
coffee.
but
I really love coffee, but
yeah, I
I'm
do
trying to be
normally.
healthier.
Yeah, I do normally drink other stuff. I don't drink alcohol very often.
Yeah. So it looks like Brett's joined tonight. Hello, Brett.
I think Steve stopped. He's not doing his live at meet today.
He told Jenny and I guess the rest of SFI that he's gonna make an announcement
Yeah, he
if he
did.
can get like
Yeah,
40 people.
yeah, but then I got. I saw another page. It had been cancelled on another
Oh,
chapter. But how true it was, I don't know.
yeah. I'm kind of hoping Steve would come on because I kind of plugged him earlier. I don't know if you heard that about
Yeah,
how some people just need to relax and give the man a chance.
yeah.
You know,
So
he's done a lot already.
you should probably call Kaylee back because she might want this shirt.
Kaylee, turn around. What? I want that shirt. Look at this. Kaylee says she's gonna come over to your house and acquire it.
She's gonna be a Klingon. I'm not a Ferengi and acquire it.
I think she's gonna be more like a Klingon. She'd make Mike proud.
Yeah, so Scott got this for me.
Where, Scott? Scott, if you're watching, where'd you get that?
I think he got it online somewhere. I'm pretty sure he's watching. If not, I'm gonna yell at him later. I mean, love you, babe.
She'd love you more if you proposed. That's how we're gonna leave that at.
I can have him.
All right, Michelle
He's
says,
watching.
and I feel like a lush since enjoying a drink. There's nothing wrong with drinking, okay, guys. The reason I don't drink, I don't usually share this, but it's because my father drinks, well, my stepfather, and my wife, well, so my mother-in-law drinks too. So for us in our family, it's never been a big.
I want to drink, but I work tomorrow, and when I drink, I sleep.
Yeah. Plus, when you drink, you kind of lose control, and the kind of work that I do, working as security and also being a scout leader,
You can't.
yeah, well, you can,
Yeah.
but it's not
good.
wise.
It's not good for the other
Yeah.
scouts.
I don't
is
think
it?
my boss appreciate giving out free rooms either. So, you know,
And now I know
maybe.
where to go. Get Jenny drunk, and then go in the next day and check into her hotel.
No.
So off the air, you need to tell me which hotel you work at so I can fly down to Dallas.
But I can give my friends and family discounts.
Ah, nice.
I'm gonna need all these friend requests. But I'm your friend. I need to know you personally. Sorry.
I can see Steve coming down there. Jane's like, I don't know you.
Yep.
I don't know who this guy is. He's just some dude on the internet. All right, let's see. Any other comments that we need to pay attention to? Anything going on in Discord?
Whoops. No.
That's good.
No.
Michelle has something else to say. I usually reserve my drinking until Friday after 5 p.m. to Saturday night or when I don't have to work. Now remember, Michelle, it's always 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yep.
Somebody said it's always certain time after the yard are.
All right.
Somewhere in the world. I don't know who said it.
Michelle, sure, it's not a dumb. I don't think Michelle has a comment on. Oh, yeah, I guess she does.
I'm trying to get Scott to tell me where he got that shirt.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I really would like that. I got this at Fred Meyer's. We call it Fred Meyer's here, but you guys probably call him Kroger.
Yeah, wait, I call him Kroger here.
Yeah, so I got this at Kroger.
I don't think I was thinking about Kroger. Did your Fred Meyer's sell like local high school merch?
No.
Really?
No.
Maybe it's a Texas thing.
It might be.
Because Texas football is huge here, and so all the sports are huge here, and so at the front of the store they have a whole entire section of all of our local cities merch you can buy.
No, that would be awesome, seriously, because the only places you can buy the high school stuff is at the high school.
Really?
Yeah, so unless you're a parent or you're going to one of the games, you can't buy the merchandise, which I think is a missed opportunity.
That sucks, man. There's actually a store that There's a store here that does custom and makes all kinds of extra stuff for people because people not in high school still go to the game. My dad still goes to the high school games. I've been out in high school for many years.
What? Oh, you do student transportation, Michelle? Because here in Oregon, we have all of our bus drivers doing it's literally like a Meals on Wheels. They're dropping off meals to apartment complexes, major housing areas. They'll have a central location point where they'll drop off free lunches. They're not even checking the kids. They're not making sure that they qualify for the free lunch program. So basically, in Oregon, any kid who wants a meal can have a meal.
Or you can drive through the high school and they give you a drive-through meal.
Well, because a lot of us here in Oregon, especially, is the parents that do have to work. Most times, it's all parents, and so a lot of these kids are home by themselves. So I think that's the biggest.
That's true, yeah.
Behind why they're offering free lunches. Give me a second, Michelle, and I'll bring you on. All right, just sending you a link now. There you go. Well,
see, Russ, we'll get to it. He joined Discord. We'll get to it probably after this panel, after this podcast.
Oh, we're a panel now.
I mean, kinda. Up on the stage, bright lights. We can't see anybody. There's a line at the mic. They're gonna ask you, how does it feel to be beamed?
There you go. Or don't forget the Shatner experience. If we're gonna be doing that, we have to give the full Shatner experience.
We do.
You know what that is, right, John?
Yeah, I've heard the other time, but I've only met him once.
That's all you need to meet him.
That's all you need.
I know. It was on the Film Comic Con last year. We got a photograph, and that was it. But I know somebody saw him a few years ago when I was in an old club. Years ago, about 1979, when the motion picture came out, or slow motion pictures they called it, come out. And she said he wasn't too sure about this country because when he was over here last time, he got knocked over. I don't know how true it was. Got knocked through a plate of glass.
Oh.
By one convention he went to. He weren't too sure about coming over here. I think it's the first time he done. Okay. But when he found out there were dog lovers, they got on the house on fire. Because she had a Doberman Pinscher, and he used to have Doberman Pinschers as well.
Okay.
How true it was, I don't know.
And please welcome Captain Michelle tonight.
Hi, guys.
And tonight you don't have to be censored.
What's that?
Tonight you don't have to be censored. Kaylee's not on.
And she's been drinking, so...
Actually, no. I'm actually quite sober.
Oh,
we'll bring you back on when you start drinking. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that would be too hard. Mudslide is waiting for me. Hi, guys.
And tonight you don't have to be censored. Somebody needs to mute their...
Yeah.
Their
no,
language.
I had to kill the other feed.
Okay.
I am in student transportation. The problem with this way each district has their contract and how the state public office of instruction handles what districts can do, if anything. So where I live in Bozeman, the district chose to handle everything in-house as much as possible when it came to distributing lunches, work, Chromebooks. The district handled that. They did not want their contractor handling any of it.
Yeah.
So for our drivers, and myself included, we're kind of in a holding pattern and waiting to be called back, or technically our school year ends June 11th, and then our summer work starts. I got pulled out of furlough because we have a brand new high school opening this fall.
Oh.
And they changed all the bell times for the elementary schools to by 15 minutes. So the
new high school.
We're the last school. This is the last city in Montana in a AA region to have only have one high school.
Okay.
So I do the routing for our district. So I route 40, well, I'll be over 40 buses by the time I'm done with the project. And once we get that done, then we'll see how many drivers we need. Because right now we're looking for at least 6 new drivers.
Oh, okay. But so it doesn't sound like each state's doing what our state here is doing, and what Russell State's doing there in California, where they're requiring the drivers to deliver the food.
So, I work for a private company. I work for First Student.
Okay.
So you have Durham, First Student, Harlow, these other private transportation companies, where a lot of school districts handle all their own transportation, what we call in-house. So those districts who are using their buses and their drivers, those are district employees.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of Oregon are district employees.
That's true.
So it sounds like the area that you live in, your bus drivers, the transportation is handled by the district.
Yeah,
so that's why they're putting them to work.
Mm-hmm.
And not every First Student location is in the same position that I am. There's a lot of them that are doing Chromebook deliveries, doing lunch deliveries. North Pole, Alaska, they do lunch and breakfast deliveries.
Well, the kids here, they get dropped off at 10:37. They get breakfast and lunch too, but it's all together one shot. It's not
right. For the AKA Doom Cadet, his school, they have a whole system where you go to your school and you pull up, and they have a lunch bag that has breakfast for the next day and lunch in it.
Mm-hmm.
And you pick it up and you go. And like a lot of places, as long as they are under 18, every child in that household can have a lunch bag.
Yeah, which I think is a great program right now.
I've also seen videos.
A lot of families.
Yeah.
I've also seen videos of people who go and get food, and they get it for like a whole week. So they give 10 milks and a whole bunch of oranges and all that stuff too, not just daily.
Especially in your larger inner cities, they're like, here's a gallon of milk, here's a loaf of bread, here's a jar of peanut butter, and it's to last them a week.
Mm-hmm.
And I've learned with networking and visiting with others in some places, some people have been turning around and selling it. So
that's terrible, honestly. People will manipulate the system for their own benefit.
Yep. So it's, everyone sees the flip side. I'm a driver with extra duties, so I can't say I'm lucky. I knew what I signed on for when I took the extra duties, and it lets me work, but I only get to work for the next. I have 2 more. I have this week and next week. Next week the project's done.
Okay. I don't mean to cut off your head there, but let's see what Russell has to say here. I always like to include the audience when we're coming in here, so I
like reading and learning from other people who, like Russell.
I want to know what after Russell. I want to know if John knows what they're doing over there with schooling.
Well, we're different to you because it all comes under one government.
Okay.
Our Prime Minister, what he says, it goes to every government. So we can't just say how can I say, like our county. Our county can't say, it's like your state can't say a certain thing. It's got to be up to the MPs at the time to pass the law. So it's just not to the county or the district.
So the schools, are they able to give kids food while they're staying at home?
No, because all our schools are closed at the moment, so there's no schools.
Right, all schools are closed too, but we're still giving out food.
No.
Okay.
The only thing that we've got our local church does a food bank.
Okay.
So we've got a food bank, so we go down to the food bank. So
that's a good point. Thank you for mentioning food banks. So for any of our fleet mates out there that have extra food that they can, food banks can definitely use your donations. I was just hearing a call out this morning on our local radio station saying that. So that's a good one. Thank you, John, for mentioning that. Especially in some of the other smaller areas, the rural areas where people are hurting and not having jobs. Yeah. If you can definitely help, definitely go out there and look to your counters. And if there's certain foods you're not eating and they're not expired, send them in.
Yeah, because we get the food
Oh,
bank.
hi, David.
David! So, I'm so sorry, John.
That's all
Sorry, John.
right. That's all right. I'm used to it. I was going to say, yeah, it comes from our local Morrison's store, all the stuff. So they donate everything every day.
Okay.
So every day it comes down about a trolley load.
Yeah. Now, David here, he's on Trek Radio.
So am I, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
He's on Trek Radio. He's one of their hosts, their DJ hosts. I've met the guy a few times. It's actually funny. A couple years ago, back in 2016, Mike or Ceridium, you know who Ceridium is, right? Kenny. So Ceridium and I were having a little fun with him. It's like, yeah, you need to chase him down. Oh, and Mike Tripp too. We're like, you need to track down David. And so I took a bunch of pictures with like David running away. He would do like a still frame running away shot just so we can mess with Mike Tripp and mess with Ceridium. It's like, I almost had him, guys. The Klingon's too crafty. All right, let's see what Russell's saying here. Small towns stick together in a great partnership. Yes, and I love that
very
fact.
true.
He also says, hey, but yeah, let's go back to this one. So this is one thing I do like to see, and I want to tie it back a little bit into like the censorship stuff, is the fact that right now we need to be focusing on helping each other. You know, we need to take what these small towns are doing and apply it on a larger scale, even if it's small communities within the larger community. You know, like help your food banks, help the other people, give praise and thanks. You know, people like Michelle and her company, they're working hard. You know, I'm working hard at mine, doing it. Even you working at the hotel there. Just got to get you drunk so I can get a free night in a hotel room, but that's another story.
Fun fact about me, I've never been drunk.
Oh, we're gonna have to fix that in Vegas.
Everybody says that, and they never do fix that in Vegas.
David, are you hearing this?
David told me he was going to do it. Who else told me? Oh my God, what is his name? Scott won't get. Well, Scott drinks, but he won't get me drunk. I've been tipsy in Vegas, but never drunk.
Oh, you don't know what you're missing.
I don't want to wake up the hangover.
Oh, the hangovers are like a rite of passage.
Right, yes. However, if you do it right, you don't end up with a hangover.
Oh, that's good. You start drinking again.
What? Who said about stopping drinking?
This is my drink of choice, okay? My drink of choice.
Yeah, we know how to add root beer schnapps to that.
Oh, root beer is disgusting. Ugh. Root beer is the most disgusting drink.
I didn't say darks. I said schnapps.
Yeah, David. That now I know what David was talking about when he said emergency beam out. Yeah, because every time I told him though about the joke, and so we were having some fun with it. David's a great guy. If you guys ever have a chance to go to any of the conventions he goes to, I definitely recommend hitting him up and saying hi. Really nice guy. Just don't do it when he's on the air. Might ignore you.
David actually, I got on air with him and he taught me some Klingon. But I sadly forgotten all the Klingon he's taught me.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, David.
All right, Brett has something for Michelle.
So
have his single malt. So give him two.
There's a lot of backstory between me and Brett for the last 3-4 years now. Yeah.
We got time. It's only 46 minutes into this podcast.
So, that's it. We're launching his ass out of torpedo tube.
Yes.
Just what Chief Rico said. Brett is in charge of the torpedo pods, tubes, torpedo bay on the USS Bozeman. This is his job to clean them and make sure they are maintained.
Did you guys teach that to Steve? Because Steve's always telling me that my job is to clean the torpedo room or the torpedo tubes on the Constellation.
He's had to stolen that shtick because Brett and I have been doing this for years now.
Steve, I'm on to you if you're out there.
Illinois, the senior chief.
Look what Brett said.
Doom Cadet is my 8-year-old because that's how I refer. My kids, I do not try to use their names.
No problem with that. I don't use my kids' last name.
Doom Cadet is the 8-year-old because I called him my tiny tot of doom.
Aw.
Doom Kinder, so Doom Cadet. Elk is literally my daughter's initials.
Aw.
So baby Elk. So
Aw.
Cadet. Because my
I need to go
husband,
let my dog out. She's having a fit.
All right, just gotta mute your mic.
Yep.
Okay.
my husband snuck one by me with pregnancy brain and euphoria of a baby girl. He E and L. L is my middle name. E is his mom's middle name, and they're family names. And our last name starts with a K, obviously. And I didn't put it together until way after the fact.
It happens. It's like my kids' name and my name and my wife's name are all different. My kids are named after my mother, maiden name. Yeah. Here's where you're probably gonna lose a few cool points for me. I actually took my ex-wife's name to carry on their family legacy 20 plus years ago. But when I got divorced, I kept the name so the kids would have the legacy because in their family they only been producing females, and so up until my first son was born, there were no Galloways to carry on the family name.
Oh.
So I took the name, and at some point I need to stop being lazy and actually switch it back. But so my kids have my mother's maiden name, you know, before she got remarried, but now she's divorced. But that's another story for another day. So they have they have the family legacy name, but like I won't list what it is. But people could easily figure it out if they really wanted to. But children, I won't do it.
If you are friends with me on Facebook, and eventually, friend, family, Ohana, they'll slip and drop because that's what they do, and you can't. I don't get mad. I just prefer to try not to.
I don't blame you because protecting our children is a big thing. I always tell my kids every time they go out, do something, they have to go together. I don't care if they're 13 and 11. You know, there's safety in numbers. You teach these things, you know.
Yeah.
All right, now you called Brett a brat.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
So I know we were talking censorship. I wanted to. Has anyone discovered the Delta Flyers?
Which Delta Flyers?
The Delta Flyers is a podcast by Garrett Wong and Robert Duncan McNeil of Voyager, and they dissect Voyager episode by episode. They've already dropped the first two. It's a 2-part first episode. About the pilot, kind of how they each came into their roles, how they got to them. You can support them on Patreon, which I have, so you get a little more content. I will throw that up here momentarily.
Okay.
So it's a fun podcast. It's got me rewatching the episodes of rewatching Voyager all over again.
Aww.
That would be Cadet Elk.
Hi. Aw.
You want to come say hi? Hold on. Oh, sweet Pete. There.
I gotta look at this. I was looking for something too. Oh, hi. Oh, look at that. Jenny's coming back on. I'm gonna bring her on. No, I mean, yeah, my kids have not been a camera shy at all, ever.
Nope, not this one.
Sorry about that, guys.
Right.
Oh, my husband has to remind me there are now college classes that are forever recorded and saved. This one making an appearance in a lot of them.
Hey, can you send me that link in a private chat so I can bring up their Patreon page?
Yeah, stand by.
Oh, yeah.
So
I need to watch the video of them.
I'm all for, and their significant others are actually helping them with this. Like,
He's adorable.
He knows it too.
Yes.
Where
So
is
this is, she's a girl. She's my
is
daughter.
she?
Yeah.
I won't say her name fully. I'll drop it to you privately another time.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
That's fine. It's all
I
right.
have one each. So, well, at this stage and at this age, they're all androgynous. You don't know.
yeah. Cav, the Delta Flyers. I'm gonna go ahead and share this. Can you guys see that?
I am trying.
Yeah.
Yes.
So here it is, the Delta Flyers. I like that picture of Tom.
And
But it fits their personalities in real life and on the show.
I've had the
I haven't
privilege
listened.
of meeting them.
Mhm.
2017 Phoenix Comic Con.
Oh, I love Garrett myself.
And
So, well, y'all know about my Garrett story.
they're just they're neat guys. And the fact that they take time for their fans. Like, I went back later after the first initial meeting, selfies with them. Like the first rush of people had like been through and left, and Hall of Heroes was just quiet. And I didn't want to do much. There wasn't a lot of the panels I wanted to see. So I went back and visited them some more.
Nice. So the Delta Flyers looks like their first tier starts at an instant. It's $3 per month. You get bonus materials of Robbie and Garrett talking about each episode before they rewatch it, and then give them winner loser awards each. I want to see this.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the podcast to start up.
Oh, it hasn't started yet?
It has started, actually. They've already dropped their first.
Oh, that's right. That's did. Well, I just know Garrett is having back surgery right now, so I forgot that he already pre-recorded some of these.
Oh, he's having back surgery? I didn't know this.
Yeah. Well, if you're on the cruise and you follow fries and guac, you would know this stuff.
Oh, sorry, not all of us can afford to go on the cruise.
It's called Latinum, and there's not enough of it right now to go.
Well, on the cruise, there is options where you can pay monthly, or every 3 months, or if you want to pay all at once, you can. Like, I pay monthly. But I get it. It's a lot of money.
How many events do you do a year?
A lot. Not as much as I used to do, okay?
Uh-huh.
With my new job, I don't want to, since I'm still new to the job, I don't want to ask off many days.
Well, are you seeing this right now? Oh, let me minimize Michelle.
Yeah, we can see your...
No, I'm saying all these events cost money.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't have any kids right now, so...
Yeah, that, I love my children, but they suck the life and finances right out of you.
Food trip, 50th anniversary celebration party, camping trip, swimming things, more camping.
Don't cost that much money.
Oh, you've never done a scouting camping trip then? They cost.
I have.
My camping trip is called an RV.
That's not camping.
She's
That's not camping, no.
I want to glamp. Yes, I want to glamp. No, I'm no.
I camp. I've even attempted some primitive camping because I'm also a member of the Society for Creative Anachronism, and so I've camped. I've done Penzic.
That's I'm good.
Why are you taking forever to load?
Who is texting me? Oh, within the text.
I would like to do Star Trek Vegas at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I will say I got to experience Hilton Las Vegas Star Trek experience before.
That was so much
lucky
fun.
You.
I
didn't do that.
To meet Susie. I can't think of Susie's last name to say it properly.
Mm-hmm.
You would recognize her as Kalar, who was Worf's significant other in Next Generation.
Oh. Stop sharing. Okay. Yeah, is that Susie Plaxton?
Yes, thank you. Like I said, I would not pronounce it correctly.
The only reason I know that name is because one of my former favorite podcast shows, the G&T show, which sadly they decided to disband. They used to always talk about her.
she's a phenomenal actress. She is that tall.
Oh.
She was at least a good 6 inches taller than
Is
me.
that Garrett in the background?
That's Garrett. Yes, it is. Yep.
When he had hair.
Uh-huh.
He went through that phase.
This was, and his shirt is a Klingon shirt. I keep thinking it's backwards. And his shirt is actually a Klingon shirt that says "I give blood, Klingon style" or something funny like that. This was Trek Expo.
Okay.
A long time ago.
So Jenny, you and Brett's sister probably have something in common here.
I used to work at a Holiday Inn. It's a fun fact about me.
Haven't camped since my scouting days, says Russell. Russell, it's never too late to start camping again. I highly recommend it. My chapter, actually, we plan a trip every year. And that's one of the trips I will go out and drink.
Well, one of these years, God willing, and the snow goes away, where I'm trying to get up to Highlight Reservoir where, first contact's supposed to have happened or will happen.
Yeah.
Bullshit was that word.
And so we'll I want to either do like a day deal, or I've had a few conversation messages back and forth with Rana Braga, and I think that fully answered me, because where they talk about in first contact where it happens is not necessarily feasible logistically when you look at the geography of the area. And we're thinking it's way north of where it actually happened on Battle Ridge.
Well, you gotta love Hollywood for that. Like, for example, one of the shows that I used to like watching, well, allegedly was from here. Actually, it was up in British Columbia, Vancouver. They did the aerial shots here. So like they filmed they got a helicopter and they filmed a bunch of Portland scenes, but then the rest of it was filmed up in Vancouver.
I can believe that.
It might be similar. Yeah.
Well, it's supposed to be filmed in Montana.
My dog jumped up onto my bed with a grocery sack on his leg.
Your cat did?
My dog.
Oh, your dog.
Talent.
Talent. Hey, Simon. We got the same idea, Michelle.
Simon,
your dog's talented.
Simon, come here. Oh, you can come over here.
All right, let me see.
Any questions or?
Well, we can do that little part that we always like to do, the Starship of the Week.
Oh yeah.
So, I don't know if John and Michelle did this last time, but the idea here is like, a lot of groups will talk about the technical specs of a ship, but I really don't. I'm not interested in those things. What my more interest is here, mainly because I'm a family man, is a Miranda class ship a family-friendly starship? Now, what I will say, at the beginning of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Cisco was on a Miranda class ship with his son, and they were fishing. Oh no, sorry, that part's debatable, but the part that's not debatable is the fact that Jennifer Cisco, Ben Cisco, and Jake Cisco all lived on a Miranda, the Saratoga, that ended up getting destroyed.
Okay, bye.
Now, is that actually realistic? Can we see something like that being a family-friendly vessel?
I guess it comes down to looking at the schematics. If you have actual plans and can see deck by deck what we're looking at and size-wise and how large each crewman's living quarters is,
yeah,
determine that. And just from an outside quick look at a flyby of it, my first impression is no. But until you look at the decks, how deep in, that will determine some study.
I can try to get an image of it up. Let's see, Miranda class.
When you say Miranda, and maybe it's just me being a sci-fi nerd, can y'all guess what I think about when I hear Miranda?
Rathacon 2?
Nope. It's non-Star Trek based.
Okay.
I think of Firefly, Trinity.
Oh, that's a good show.
The planet. Oh wait, I don't want to ruin it for y'all because it's it's a big plot of the series. But I'm gonna spoilers alert if you haven't seen Serenity. It's the planet they go to and they find out that the Reavers are actually caused by the oxygen and testing they were doing.
Oh, that's in the Serenity movie, though, right?
That's a Serenity movie.
Yeah, I remember that one. Bring it up here. I think it's that one. Yep, it's that one.
So, as I'm looking at Memory Alpha and kind of quick reading as fast as I can, and there were 5 different hull variations for the Miranda class.
Yeah.
I mean,
the one I have on screen is only one variation of it. But this is the one that the Saratoga looked like.
Yeah, it looks small for a family ship, but also, I don't know.
Well, the other details is how, and which, unless someone has got deep knowledge elsewhere of what was the crew. So crew accompaniment was 26 to 35. That's not, if that's just the crew.
Is the Miranda a science class or like a science more vessel?
Yeah, it's a science supply ship.
Okay.
Well, STL classifies it as a light cruiser. I guess you could go technically science with it, but let's see. In Star Trek, in the let's see, during the war, what was it? It was a light warship. And in my opinion, they were a glass fodder cannon.
I don't think it's more
really pretty.
If it was science-based family related, but if it's like for like fire or like war, no.
Well, I'm pretty sure because like we had the conversation and we already agreed last week that we didn't think the Galaxy was a great family-friendly ship. You had the amount of people, but then when you look at all the decks and you look at everything that the ship offered, did it have the space? Absolutely. I mean, it wasn't all being maximized and utilized. But
it went too much fighting.
That ship was like what 3 times the size. That ship was like what 3 times the size of this one at least. Galaxy's huge. This thing is tiny in comparison. Or maybe it was just having the Exos family on board. We never actually saw any more evidence that families were ever on Miranda.
Yeah.
And we also know that Star Trek, even today, even on Discovery and even in Picard, they like to reuse images because it's cheaper than producing new models.
Well, if Starfleet is anything like our current day military, if they wanted to have a family, they would have issued you one.
Yeah. I could definitely maybe see this during TNG time, but I definitely don't see it during Picard era.
There is a page
personally, what I see is maybe just like she was saying, a militaristic future ship or future military ship.
I've just found a page.
Go ahead.
It's called, if I can get it right, because I can't share it. It's the Cygnus. Let's get it right. It's called the.
You can't share the page.
No, I've tried, but I'm not powerful enough. But the page is called.
Can you share it in the private chat?
I can send you a link, on the private chat. I can share it on Facebook. Sure. Connect to Facebook. Yeah, I'm just sharing on Facebook.
Share it on Facebook. Okay, I'll go over to Facebook.
Yeah, no, I'll do a PM. I'll find out how you do.
Well, did you send it to me in a message, or did you send it to
I'm gonna do it in the message.
Okay. Okay, I'll bring up your message. There you go.
I'm just gonna do it now. Share the private message.
Okay. While we're waiting for that.
Yeah. I think that's the one.
John sent an attachment.
Yeah. That's the one. It's called Cygnus 1. It's an all Starfleet database. All the blueprints of every ship throughout the Star Trek, Starfleet universe.
Obviously, the USS Bozeman is very family orientated.
Yeah.
Totally. Mm-hmm.
So I guess here's some of the blueprint designs for the Miranda.
Yeah,
This is where I'm like, this is how you would tell, in my opinion, if they were family friendly or not.
Well, this. Yeah, I'm just looking here. Okay, this is not a good one to look at for decks. All right, let's see. Oh, and they even have some info on the rebuild history.
Yeah, it goes right down to page.
Here we go.
Sheet
7. Sheet 7.
Yeah, if you look at sheet 7.
Okay.
It's got the deck plans.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Okay, so sheet 5 and 6, sheet 7. There it is. Double clicking on it. Ah. Yeah, because even looking at a side profile here, you can tell the ship is not really big. Look at this is the warp core system right here, obviously. That takes up a good chunk of the ship right there.
Yeah.
And then here's some, looks like the storage tanks.
Yeah, because that was implemented before we decided to do another ship.
So it literally looks like this half of the ship is not habitable just by the side profile. So everything that's habitable is in this section.
I think there are pages.
Wow.
You got the cross you got a cross section.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the symbol chart. You got the symbol chart. Then deck 5, deck 6, deck 7. There's 10 decks.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not big at all then.
Yeah, and this looks like crew barracks. These all look like beds.
So where would the officers would have stayed?
Deck 6 usually.
This is
usually the senior officers.
I'd actually have to look at all these pages, but and these all look like offices, like ready rooms.
Yeah, senior officers there, deck 6.
Yeah.
That's Yeoman's office.
Wait,
Yeah,
okay, this is weird.
senior Yeoman's office. Yeah.
So look at this thing. Oh, the yeoman's office right here, but so what is this? Okay, so you have an open office area here, and then like 3 individual offices, maybe council.
Like an office building kind of thing.
Wow.
What it reminds me of.
So the next, so if that's deck 6 for the officers, where are their quarters?
That is a good question. Let me go to Let me go to sheet 13. No, same thing. Oh, that way. Okay, sheet 13 is deck 6. Let's go to deck. No, not deck 5. Maybe deck 5.
Do you have a link, or is this your personal PDF?
No, this is the link. You want the link? I'll send to you in the private chat.
Please and thank you.
It's every ship, as I said, it's called proper titles called Cygnus 1 X Cygnus 1 It's right. Cygnus X1 Net.
I sent it, Michelle.
Yeah, that's the link.
Because like, where is the family section?
That's just for deck 5. So
they're saying deck 5.
Yeah, that's all I get.
Yeah, when you send the link, you just give us deck 5.
Oh, oops.
But I bet you be backspace out.
Yeah, deck 5's officer quarters.
Oh no.
So deck 5.
Let me see if this is the same link I'm sending.
Yeah.
Gymnasium. Pool. There's a pool.
Apparently.
There you go.
Nowhere in here do I see officers' entry.
I don't see any sleeping quarters. It's those bunk beds.
Maybe they don't sleep. Maybe they sleep in their office.
Or it might be like we saw in Star Trek 6, where everybody was sleeping in bunk beds on the Excelsior.
No.
Who was the bathrooms? Like apparently there's only one bathroom on the Galaxy class.
Oh, the space toilet. Okay. All joking aside, I love the fact that The Mandalorian was the first space series I can remember in a long time to actually show a space toilet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why didn't you watch that? I didn't watch that documentary.
We haven't yet. So that's on the things to do this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It's a documentary. Yeah, I want to do that too.
Yeah, but actually, if you watch one, I can't remember what episode it was now, in Next Generation, there's one episode, I can't remember what episode it was.
Ah, Deck 4,
Where?
folks.
Deck 4? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here, okay, if you look on this sheet, you can kind of tell some of the living quarters.
You gotta find Deck 4.
Yeah, but right here you see junior officer quarters, officer quarters, which are really tiny.
So,
The senior officer quarters.
officer. So would have Cisco then been a senior officer?
Well, first officer of a ship, yeah.
So he would have. So maybe he would have been lucky enough. But where would have Jake slept?
Jake, yeah.
I mean, so
And is that bed a? Can those beds sleep 2 people? Because like half the beds I see on ships don't sleep 2 people.
No.
So what about his wife, Jennifer, at the
All
time
right.
too? Those beds are 1 sleepers.
Yeah, the officer lounge. These are the enlisted quarters. These are the bunk beds. It says here sleeping area 4 to 6, 4 or 6, 3-tiered bunk. So 3 people in a bunk.
Maybe they sent his son to the bunks.
Yeah, maybe. You see right here the example of 4, and then you see right here the example of 6.
Mm-hmm.
6 people to share 1 shower. Ugh.
Well, it's a sonic shower, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it won't be that fast. I mean, it'd be pretty fast showering, but ugh.
I know, right? Then you got the officer lounge here.
He's got 2 heads.
Have you ever thought about taking a sonic shower, like how it would feel?
I heard it was cold. Didn't Valana say the sonic shower was cold once?
I don't remember. I just remember sometimes they did a sonic shower and it had a really high pitched noise.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and go back to some of the comments here. It looks like David was agreeing with you, Jenny.
Oh.
Wait, so is Mandalorian back on?
No, the documentary. They're doing like a documentary for.
I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Did he just?
I just took him off the stream, but
I know.
I'll see when he comes back on. I will put him back.
No, wasn't that. I'll tell you later.
Okay. One of these days, I need to get my butt to vote. Okay, I already read that one.
Yes,
apparently Brett wants to come up there and visit you.
Yeah, but there are things to do. We'll go visit places, and we'll take everyone to the edge of where life will end for everybody on the edge of a caldera.
Okay, I thought for a second she was going to tell us the edge of the flat Earth.
No. That's further north.
Y'all know that my boss is a flat earther.
Really?
You have my condolences.
Yeah, mine too.
Oh, we have fun. Me and my coworkers and my other boss.
Yeah,
we have fun with her. Well, in a tasteful fun.
Right.
I ask her, show us the edge. Show us the edge.
My favorite thing is to make sure my out of state friends and family get a chance to go to Yellowstone.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
So, we go in through Gardner, and when you come in and you're doing Gardner, and you drive up, you get up on what is the edge of the caldera, and can kind of look out of how vast it is, and then you go down into Yellowstone, and then we take you out through west.
Oh, okay.
So just do a nice circle. And yes, Old Faithful is everything awe-inspiring in person as it looks in video. So Yellowstone is definitely on the list of things to go see. And we have a computer museum.
Oh.
The neat thing about the computer museum is they currently have an Apollo exhibit.
Oh, I did an Apollo exhibit. Where did I see that at? No, the Fort Worth Science Museum had one for a while.
Okay.
The neat thing with ours is it's a lot of private donations.
Mm-hmm.
It is not affiliated with any large institution. So to have an exhibit on the Apollo and all the different things that were attached to it is pretty amazing.
Yeah. So, go ahead.
There's pictures in my Facebook account if you're friends with me.
Okay.
I have pictures of that trip.
And I am.
Lucky you.
All right. So David actually has something to say here. Star Wars Gallery Mandalorian is an 8-episode behind the scene documentary. Jenny was kind of briefly touching on that.
I haven't seen. Yeah, so there's a documentary coming out it was for May 4th. Meet with you and all that stuff. I just haven't watched it yet, but also if it comes out every Friday, I'd rather wait for all the Fridays and then binge watch all at once.
Nah.
That's me. I'm a binge watcher.
But it also depends. I binge watched too, but I didn't binge watch Mandalorian. I watched it every week.
Oh, no.
I
watched them all the way.
Nope. We would wait. So it can drop on a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
We would wait till Saturday morning when everyone was awake.
Mm-hmm.
Then Mom just had the first cup of coffee, and then we would watch The Mandalorian.
You know the show my whole family watches together? Young Sheldon.
I was watching it.
Young Sheldon.
I was watching it and then I kind of stopped watching it.
Jenny says she doesn't like Young Sheldon.
I did not say that. Jay.
Look at her, Nathaniel.
What did he say?
He called her a kitty pound lover. So, okay, Michelle, the thing you don't know about me is I'm not a big cat fan. Okay? I respect people who like cats, but I am not a big cat lover. So, like, I call my kids my dog because of Snoop Dogg. Haha. Right? So every time they misbehave, I call them a kitty pound lover.
The interesting parenting tactics of Jay.
Right?
Oh, no. It gets worse. So, you know how, like, your parents spoil your children, right? No. My parents do not get that honor or right. So, we have a saying in my house. It's called save the drama for your grandmama. After all that torture that they put us through,
we have the if you don't start none, there won't be none.
I like that one too. All right, so David says The Mandalorian season 2 will set in October. Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to it.
I thoroughly am myself.
I hope so.
Yes.
You know, my problem is I have a feeling with this Mandalorian show, it's probably going to be like Picard and Discovery. I'm going to watch it, and then I'm going to be impatient. I'm going to watch it again, and probably watch it like a third time, trying to pick apart things I didn't catch the first couple times I watched.
I'm already watching Mandalorian for the 4th time. So
nice.
I see that for Picard. He saw Picard like 3 times before he went to the Picard premiere we had at my friend's house.
I've only seen one. I've only saw the first episode of Picard, and I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Picard?
Yeah.
Keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going.
Just prepare for the very last episode. I would say prepare for the very last episode.
And realize it's going to be slower paced.
Spoiler warning. I'm had a hard time getting through the first one, so I'll have to attempt episode 2 at some point.
It's a slower paced
Discovery.
series.
Like Discovery was like the first 2 episodes were horrible.
I never watched
that.
Discovery at all.
Let's not talk about Discovery's first 2 episodes. No. Okay, fine. Let's talk about it briefly because I actually want to get back to Picard. Discovery's 2 episodes should have been done at the very end of the season.
Yep.
You should have started with episode 3, and then everybody's like, "What the hell happened? Why did this happen?" Yeah. Then you finish the series off like, "Oh, guys, by the way, here's a couple bonus clips." Mm-hmm. And then you're like, "Oh, yeah." And you're like, "Oh, this is what she did. This is why. Okay, I get it now."
they would have got more people because they show the first episode on TV.
Yeah.
I would think they would have got more people to sign up for CBL All Access wanting to know what happened.
So, but in Picard, it is a slower paced show. Michelle, you got to realize the guy's like 80 years old. You're not going to have a lot of fast action based series with an 80-year-old actor.
It had nothing to do with pacing.
For me, it was pacing.
It was more. For me, it was like getting to finding things out and seeing where it was. I don't have any expectations going into Picard.
Okay.
So what are they getting to? What is this about?
They will cover that. But here's the thing I love about Picard, the new Picard series. He is not this almighty high pedestal that we've all put him on. No. And he literally falls on his face, not figuratively, but metaphorically. The guy falls on his face several times.
Mm-hmm. The only problem I have with Picard, and it's the problem I have with a lot of shows personally, I hate long story arc shows. Mm. So I hate shows where the story arc is the same, 1 or 2 episodes, fine. But you got to break it up with like random little episodes. Like Discovery is a story arc per se, but they break it up with some random little side stories during the long story arc. Picard, it's just one straight long story arc, which is good. I enjoy Picard. I'll watch it more. But I also wish they kind of broke it off to like 1 or 2 episodes of something fun they're doing. Not just, we got to do this, I don't want to spoil anything. We got to go find this person, we got to figure out what's going on, who did this, who that.
I think they'll be able to do that in second season. Now that they've introduced all the cast, who's going to come back. I think we're going to see more of those sub-stories.
Yeah, because that's the problem. That's why DS9 did really well, because even though we had the Dominion War arc, we also had little stories in between about other, fanatics going on the space station.
Like the Quickening episode.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a good episode. I like the Quickening.
Apparently, David says on DS9 on Quark ship, Rom mentioned waste extraction, but we never saw it. Okay.
I do remember that. That's the episode where they go to Earth and then they get pushed back in time.
I believe so.
And yeah, I just watched it the other day.
Yeah.
I'm currently rewatching DS9 at the moment, if no one knew that yet.
The bounty hunter droids are freaky. I'll give Russell that. He's talking about the Mandalorian. Jay, you wait till you have 5 grandkids. Or no, wait till you have grandkids. $5 says that your tune will change. No. No. It won't. Because, yeah.
So, what I would do is I'll have kids. Scott, I'll have kids and we'll send them to you.
Well, what I'll say is I'm like, bring it. I'll tell Nathaniel and Kaylee, bring it. Bring your little brats over. Because what I'll do is I'll just hype them up even more.
House.
I'll hype them up even more. And then I'll send them home.
That's what aunt and uncle's supposed to do.
Yes. I'm better than uncle.
Sugar them up, spoil them, and send them home.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Payback.
Yeah, David said, yep, it was Little Green Men.
Yeah. So on there's a Facebook group called Star Trek Netflix Party Watch, and you can join if you have the Netflix Party extension. I think it's on Chrome. I think Firefox has it too. It's called Netflix Party. So you basically, if you have a Netflix account, you and a whole bunch of friends can watch the same TV show. So these people decided, since we can't go out and do anything, they're going to start a Star Trek watch party every day at 7 p.m. my time, 7 p.m. Central. And it's really cool because you get to watch and talk about the show with other Star Trek Trekkies. And we were watching Little Green Men the other night, and I go, man, how much do they smoke on this show? Because it was, it was from the 50s. That Little Green Men episode.
Yeah.
So
the thing I like about Star Trek, and a lot of people don't get this, especially when you talk about going back and watch some of the older shows. If you've noticed, Star Trek has always taken a progressive step forward.
Green Men.
Because when you look at TOS versus when you saw the Next Generation, the first couple of years it felt like they were kind of going backwards and they were trying to be really strict. But then after season 3, it really picked up and it took its own direction and it really found its roots. Same thing with Deep Space Nine. Every show has been different, and Enterprise was more different. Of course, they didn't find their footing until season 4. But honestly, I'm probably one of the few people that actually like season 3 of Enterprise.
I like Enterprise in general.
I had my issues with it, only because that ship looked more futuristic than the TOS Enterprise. But now going back on it and now seeing Discovery, I forgive it.
So like Enterprise is like I had problems with it, but it's higher on the list than like some other shows. Like this sounds weird, but I rather watch Enterprise than TOS. I don't like TOS. I've never been a fan of TOS, and people think I'm crazy because I put TOS at the very bottom of my list. I just don't like it.
I don't.
Well, TOS's problem, I think, is the same one that we had in the early 90s, too. It's the fact that you have these networks telling you what you can and can't produce. And that's the kind of thing I like, and I know I've talked about this before. I like the paid subscription model because the subscribers get to choose.
Yep.
We're not shareholders. Well, I guess in a way we are, but we're not the shareholders. We're not the board of directors, people sitting in a room, and you're praying that one of them likes Star Trek. Because if they don't and they see the numbers, they're going to be like, can that show.
With paid subscriptions, you also get more than what you do if you watch TV. Because I don't know if y'all know, but it's like 45 minutes of actual show. Like if you watch it on like local TV, versus almost an hour, sometimes a little over if you watch on a paid subscription service. So you get more for you. I think you get more. I actually quit watching regular TV. I'm actually looking, like I said, I'm looking for a TV or a new TV so I can get a smart TV or something like that because I pay for a lot of other subscriptions.
Because right now I'm watching a lot of Amazon Prime and catching up on shows.
Amazon Prime, Netflix, Hulu.
I would say I wouldn't say get a smart TV. Get yourself a high definition TV and get a Roku. Or
yeah,
that's what mine is. That's what mine is. Mine's a Roku.
Most TVs nowadays are already smart, anyways.
Yeah.
Mine's not. Mine's not, and I'm okay with that. And having Roku is.
Yeah, I'm still looking. It takes a long time to find a perfect TV, and harder now that you can't like go into the stores and actually look at the TV and see how good the quality is. So
there's my baby.
Nice.
Yeah, yours is huge. Mine's small,
it's a 55-inch. It's a Roku, and it's a smart TV. And the thing I love about it is the fact that Amazon Prime. I wish more things like Netflix would do what Amazon Prime does. Offer more for the value. Because I take advantage of their free their shipping.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh, I have Prime, Netflix, Hulu is tied to my Spotify, so that's a good deal. I have a variety. I just canceled my CBS subscription because I'm not watching it. I don't use it enough.
And that's totally fine. That's exactly what the great thing about this new model is. If there's nothing that you have on the air that you want to watch, that's totally acceptable.
And it's easy to cancel. Some of these subscriptions, like was one of them I was trying to cancel, and it just took me forever to find how to cancel it. What was it? It was the subscription box for like the Geek Box or the
I did Loot Crate. I canceled Loot Crate because I didn't realize that they were having serious financial issues.
Oh,
and Loot Crate was doing
I paid for the equivalent of 2 boxes and did not see them until this year.
Okay, for us who don't know what Loot Crate is, go ahead and tell us briefly.
It's a subscription box where you get mystery items sent to you. So you can pick different themes, like there's a sci-fi theme, anime, some other ones. And what you do is you get like 4 to 5 items supposed to be more value than what you pay. I can't remember exactly. I canceled a long time ago, but I think it's like $30 a month or something like that. and you get like 100 plus items, or 100 things are worth $100. But Loot Crate, the problem about Loot Crate is, sorry, I'm getting distracted by the video.
You're welcome.
Loot Crate, the problem I have about Loot Crate, I did the Star Trek Loot Crate, and the first box came wonderful. It came in like the actual box. I don't think I have anymore. It looked like a shuttle.
Okay.
So the box actually looked like a shuttle, and that's where I got this shirt from. Is Loot Crate. I believe this is Loot Crate shirt.
Oh wow. Okay.
And they got me some cool other things. I have another thing, which I don't know if it's still over there. They cool things, but I was paying for a box the months ahead of time, because this was like every 3 months or so you got a new box.
Oh, mine was like every other month.
The Star Trek one
Yeah.
was every 3 months, and then there's like a Loot Crate one, where like the basic nerd one was like every month. I canceled that a long time ago, got the Star Trek one, but I was paying for the next box when I never got the box before. I complained to them about it, and they go, "Oh, it's coming," and then they refunded me, and then I was like, "Okay, well, refund me because I haven't got the box yet." And then like a month later they charged me again for the box I still haven't received.
Wow.
So I just straight up canceled it. But it took me forever to cancel the Loot Crate box. It was like hidden somewhere.
I didn't have that issue with canceling mine. I was doing the Wizarding World. So, items like this, which are exclusive to Loot Crate. A lot of the different items which I enjoyed.
Yeah.
But when I paid for 2 months worth of a crate that didn't see it, I submitted a request of, hey, where is this? Well, then it came out they were restructuring. They were trying to get a buyer.
Oh, wow. Okay, she froze up for a second.
Yeah. So the Loot Crate, I found out they were basically going bankrupt, and they were trying to fix things. I luckily canceled a long time ago, because when I knew that I was not getting a box and paying for the next box, I was like, okay, this is something wrong about this. I still never received that last box.
Oh, that sucks. I would definitely complain to customer care. I would like to get to Kathleen's question real quick, and then we'll come back to Loot Crate. She said she hasn't finished watching Discovery. It looks like Russell's the same thing. Guys, is this season 1 or season 2 of Discovery you haven't finished?
Yeah.
And Russell, going back to Loot Crate while we wait for their question, I was segueing it back in, but Russell's wanted to comment about Loot Crate. He says, I saw it when I realized most of the stuff, which was cool, I would not buy and just sit around and collect dust.
And I like the knickknacks that I do have, some of the items I can take to work and display. But it took them forever to get 2 different loot crates out. And the final one, I still haven't seen the actual item that's supposed to ship with it.
Yeah.
So I've stopped paying. I won't do it again. Maybe I'll do a one-off where you buy 1 crate and that's it.
I'm going to start doing more research to find other nerdy crates, because I like it. I like the surprise of not knowing what's in the box and opening up and find out what's in the box. Like, I'm part of other ones like Fat Fit Fun. It's more of a girly box, but they are amazing. It's $50 quarterly, so for each season they send you a new box for that season.
Okay.
And they have sent me stuff that is worth over $200.
Wow.
And it's mostly girly stuff, so it's just girls if you want to try it out. I can send you a link and get you discounts and stuff, but
I'll pass on girly stuff. My wife might like it though.
But yeah, it's one of the best subscription
boxes. Keep in mind, the fleet is not a guy club. Just keep that in mind.
Yes.
No, I'm talking about, she's talking about girly clothes. It's like, yeah, my wife would like that.
It brings
I'm a happily married man.
You do get options for yes.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, we've had that conversation before too. I can see that because she's sleeping.
Kathleen's on season 1 right now.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Russell and Kathleen, both of you. I want to say this: it's a different show. Discovery is completely different. Be patient with it. Watch it all the way through. just realize that I think it's safe to say, because it's already out on DVD, that you think one thing's going on in the first half of the season, then you find out it's really something else in the second half.
Yeah.
And then they tie it back into what Star Trek really is by the end.
And I suggest don't binge watch Discovery. I think it's one of those shows that you need, maybe you can watch 2 episodes, but you need a break to process everything that's going on.
However, before you do that, I would strongly recommend starting in episode 3 and watch 1 and 2 at the very end. That's going to be my little piece of advice. You'll probably get so much more from it, because then you'll be like, oh, yeah, okay, I already had this cool epic, story arc. Now I can watch these 2 boring episodes. Even though they had a battle sequence, they still made it really boring.
It was really hard to get the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
But the second season was wonderful. Oh, so good. And if you can, watch the short treks within the shows, because I don't know if the first season tied in. I can't remember. But the second season short treks do tie into the episodes.
All of them do, including the new one. But speaking of short treks, I just saw something on YouTube when I was trying to find a video earlier. It was the funniest thing, like how TNG versus how Discovery handles differences and differences in transferring. And the example they used was Barclay, and then the example they used for Discovery was Edward in the short treks Trouble with Edward.
Oh.
The captain just, she's like, okay, you're a problem, you're gone. Picard's like, Riker's like, I want Barclay gone. Geordi's like, I want Barclay gone. And Picard's like, no, suck it up, deal with it, figure out how to use them.
I can't think of Barclay unless I say broccoli.
I know, right? All right. So,
yeah.
Okay, Russell says something else here. Yeah, I like the idea. Oh, okay. He's going back to the loot box.
Mm-hmm. Remember, it's like a time delay here.
I know.
Yep.
Well, plus that we start talking and then the messages come in and then I wait.
Yeah.
To actually say something about it.
Russell, if you like the snack one, I just stopped doing it because I wasn't eating all the snacks. But Love with Food, that's a really good one because they donate a meal every time you buy a box. Or they donate like 5 meals to a kid in need every time you buy a box.
I did not know that. Kathleen, I want to say really quickly, getting better is subject to how you interpret the series. Go into it realizing it's not the Star Trek that you used to. It's kind of like what they said in the 2009 reboot movies. This isn't your grandpa's Star Trek. And they meant it. Right? The same thing. This isn't your parents' Star Trek. Or in my case, I'm the parent, but I actually do like it. But when I first started watching, I'm like, what the hell is this? This isn't really Trek. But I like the characters. Oh, I love Gabriel Lorca's character because he was like no captain you saw before. And then it's like, okay, so he says he's giving, minor spoiler. He says he's given a big latitude because of the war. What's his command side? I'm like, but how? So for me, it was more of an interesting, like, why isn't he getting in trouble? Then you find out he's skirting that trouble, that line with the admirals, and they're calling him on it. And that's one of the things I like about this show. It's like what Jenny was saying. The difference between Picard and Discovery is Discovery has all these sub stories that work into the main story, but it keeps things refreshing and it keeps things live.
I wish we could talk about Discovery right now, but I don't want to ruin it for Russell and Kathleen.
Well, that's why I'm trying to keep it vague.
Do you think somebody's still? No, I can't. I don't want to accidentally ruin it.
Okay. Oh, Mike's here? Where's Mike? Where's that Klingon at?
Oh, he's here? Oh, he might have just, like, when you're on the live chat, if you're friends with people, it pops up saying, Jay is watching with you.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Mike. David, bounty hunting is a complicated profession. I hear you.
Speaking of David, if not friends with him, he went to the store because he does not Mandalorian. He does oh my God, what's that called? What is that called? Is it Mandalorian? Bounty Hunter cosplays.
Mando, yes.
Mando. Okay, yeah, thank you. I was like, is that it? I went blank. I'm a Trekkie, not a Star Wars fan.
Oh, I'm a hybrid. My beloved brother is had doing full on Mando and looks really good doing it. Some of you would know him.
So David went to the store because they need mandatory mask and his Mando hat, his helmet as his mask.
Oh, nice.
I got a crack out of that. I was like, that's one way to wear a mask.
Oh, I got to kick out. I got the doc image.
All right.
Ooh, on Orville.
What's going on in Orville?
Somebody made a comment, but you're behind, so I'll wait.
No, when are they going to release Orville? Let's talk about that briefly.
Have
you heard? No, have you heard when?
Connection about Orville.
Oh. Okay. What?
I don't know. I'm excited for it because I love it. I love it's like Star Trek was on drugs, but funny.
I like I said on Steve's show. No. The Orville might have been a love child in the first season to Star Trek, but it's its own entity now. It does not. It does not remind me of Star Trek because you would never have a captain and a first officer, and the captain like groveling over his first officer like the way.
And they're but they're still together, but
they're not together. And then when she tries to change,
wait, we're gonna ruin it.
Spoiler alert. And let's not spoil it yet because it.
What I do about Orville, they have a full orchestra doing their music.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, there are a lot of things that you can definitely see where it was TNG inspired, but by now it's its own series. It has its own fan base.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's good to have a sci-fi show that's meant to be more a comedy than action and fighting and stuff like that.
So that's why I hate when people say, "Oh, this is the Trek it's supposed to be." It's like, no, this is another sci-fi show that deserves its own respect. It might have started as a love letter to Star Trek, but it's not Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And as a loyal fan of the show, I don't see it as another Star Trek show.
No.
You know.
I mean, in the beginning, kinda.
That's what I said. The first season, yeah.
Yeah.
A few episodes were like it, like Star Trek.
Yeah. This is the Klingon way. This is the way, the Klingon way. I think Michelle disagrees with something I said.
Oh no, full on private family conversation. That
okay. All right. Look, I don't mind confrontation.
This is no. There's we multitask in this house, so I am enjoying being part of the center seat show tonight.
Okay.
I got Cadet Elk, I've got Chief Rico, and that's a whole nother realm going on outside of this.
Yeah, my dear behaved luckily.
What's that?
My dear behaved luckily. Well, mostly.
At least it's dressed too.
Mine runs. I mean, as long as she keeps her drawers on, I'm good.
Yeah.
Well, she's a young child. That is allowed. Yes, 2. She's a toddler. That's allowed.
I like what Brett says here.
At the I think the age of 3, then they should always wear clothes. Or try to.
I like what Brett said.
In my opinion, the Orville is the Galaxy Quest series we never got. I concur.
Yes.
Amen. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I just took over your
Galaxy Quest documentary.
Kathleen, this is a tricky question.
Yeah.
If you're already invested in the show, I would say yes. But because of the fact that they switched to a paid subscription, if you're not invested by now, it is a gamble at $17. I think it's $17. At least that's what we pay for it. Well, we pay $17 for Hulu.
Oh, I don't.
Well, I don't have any commercials, and I have up to 4 accounts.
Oh, see, you pay on the high end. My Spotify and my Hulu is $10 a month.
Okay, well, even at $10 a month, Kathleen, that's the question you have to ask yourself: Is it worth your $10? And is there any other show on Hulu that helps you justify the cost of spending $10 a month? $10 a month doesn't seem like a lot until you start adding all the other shows all the other streaming platforms that you want to add.
Mm-hmm. Just gotta decide, or get with your friends This is a thing.
Viewing party.
What we do in my family is we share each other's accounts. So
I do that
my
with
sister
Hulu.
uses my Netflix, and I use her Hulu. We're both paying for different subscriptions,
Yeah.
and we both paying for the 4 accounts on each one. And so that's what we do. So maybe see if your family can share an account, but you trade off. You pay for one account, and somebody else pays for the other, and you still pay the full amount for the account. You're not paying, one account and you're sharing it back and forth.
Mike, I absolutely agree with you. Orville is good, not Trek, but good.
I love Orville. Also, Hulu does specials of 99 cents a year, a month, occasionally too.
Yeah. If I had my way, we would be canceling Hulu, but my wife vetoed me on that. So
then how are you gonna watch Orville?
I know, right? I would be like Michelle. I would wait until Orville came on, then I'd pick up the subscription, and then when Orville ended, I would cancel the subscription.
And a lot of people do that, especially
a lot of
when they got their last episode, December 27th.
Mm-hmm.
They did their free trial, spent a few days spent the day binge watching Mandalorian, and anything else caught their fancy, and they canceled it.
Okay, we've had this conversation before too on Disney Plus. Then I want to get to some of these guys' questions or statements. Disney Plus launched way too early. I think they were just in a hurry because they have so many shows in the making, but they're not ready.
I'm kind of upset with Disney Plus because they went and changed a part of one of my favorite TV shows, one of my favorite movies.
Okay. Which one?
So, Cadet Kelly.
Oh, I remember that movie.
So, in the movie where she, Cadet Kelly is walking towards Captain Stone, and Captain Stone is doing like the silent drill with the clapping and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a song that goes, "She's a psychopath. One nation." I can't remember the song, but it's basically a psychopath on there. They changed it to some random drumming music.
Wow. Yeah.
And I didn't know this because when I first turned on Disney Plus, when I first got it, it was normal. The song was still there. Then I was watching a YouTube video of Captain Stone. What's her real name? Christine. Well, the real name is Christine something. She has a YouTube show where she brings on old cast members and she watches her stuff that she used to be in. She was watching it and she was, wait a minute, that's not the song we played. That's not the song we danced to.
Wow.
And I went back and watched it, and yeah, they changed the song.
I did not know Kathleen was David's mom. That is awesome. But let's get back to here. So Russell was saying that the Orville is $4.99 a season on Vudu and on Amazon Prime. David was saying we get Hulu Basic bundled with Disney for $12.99 a month. That's another good way of going, guys. So sometimes you can find bundle deals. That's another good way of doing these things. I would never recommend cable to anybody.
No, not anymore.
Yeah. And let's see what Mike said here. Is Orville going to be just on Hulu? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm running with the volume down, watching the movie Paul with my lady in the Noble House. Okay.
You're a good man, Mike.
Yeah. And then David just said Disney Plus CGI to cover Daryl Hannah's. Okay.
Wow.
So Disney added a CGI to cover Daryl Hannah's butt in Splash. What?
So it sounds like Disney might need a kid Disney and like a
adult
Disney.
Hey, remember we were talking about self-censorship earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like Disney needs to take a little lesson on self-censorship.
Well, they did censor their movie.
Well, that's what they get for also The Simpsons are on Disney. As a kid, I was not allowed to watch The Simpsons.
Yeah.
It's a very crude show. But yet now it's
high.
So I think they might have to, because Netflix does it. There is a Netflix Kids and a Netflix for adults. And maybe Disney might need to do that, have the censorship and maybe not have Simpsons on since they bought, Disney bought Fox.
Well, they do have a Disney Kids on Disney Plus. So on my profile, but it doesn't work properly. I've noticed that.
Can confirm.
Well, I have Disney Plus, and right now Kaylee has her profile. Then I have mine.
My profile
Kaylee set up with they have profiles on them.
Yeah,
And Kaylee's is set up with kid permissions. But even if she wants to watch adult content, which she never does, all she has to do is click on mine.
So doesn't know. Well, also Netflix same way. Like kids
They don't
Netflix
offer a
is
pin.
the same way, right?
Yeah.
But is y'all's picture? Oh man, this is my picture on my Netflix, Hulu. Is it gonna work? I can't. Hold on, let me turn off my green screen.
Let's go.
All right, show and tell time.
Heck yeah!
All right, what are you showing? Show me.
I gotta turn off.
What would you like to see? Chief Rico, my ready room later.
Oh, I like the Baby Yoda one.
That's me. My sister is Ariel because my sister has red hair.
Mm.
My mom is Mini Me, and then Scott is the prince.
Oh.
Dad doesn't watch.
Where is Scott? I have not seen him in the chat all night.
He said he's
give him
watching.
grief. Oh, okay. You should give him grief.
Oh my goodness. My sister just sent me a text.
Uh-oh.
What do you call a hippie's wife?
This can't end well. What do you call a hippie's wife?
Mississippi.
That's like a dad joke.
No, that's not even qualified.
No, that's not even a good dad joke.
I'm going to tell my friends on the podcast or I don't know.
Hi, little one.
That would be Doom Cadet.
Oh,
And he is off in his quarters for classes tomorrow.
Yeah, my kids have the same thing. Does your kid do all day classes? Because Kaylee only does like a couple hours a day, and they're not at the same time.
No, what he, mind you, mine is 8, so we're still elementary K4. We do he gets a little bit of morning time to himself, and about 9:30. I
think we did. Well, we wait for her to come
back.
About
one. Apparently, my video.
You.
Yeah, my connection.
Okay.
My connection is going to hell for some reason tonight. We do about 3 hours, and his teacher Monday, Wednesday, Friday does like a 20-minute video visit. They do some online look at concepts, that kind of thing, but he gets extra help. So we have 2 other platforms with that teacher to do work and kind of keep him going.
Yeah, my son has special needs, and he has special help. So my daughter, like I said, only has 2 hours, but he starts at 10 o'clock and ends at 3. He has a teacher one-on-one with him to help him with every class.
That's nice.
That's awesome. And that's different, I think, when you have a teacher who is his one-on-one versus you've got your homeroom teacher who's got 20 other kids beside you.
Yeah.
And trying to keep everybody engaged and working on and trying to keep all the squirrels from being at the rave, trying to herd cats.
Yeah.
So I give kudos to my son's teachers and his school staff for, making margaritas out of lemons.
Yeah. Because in his program, they only accept I think they have like a max of 40 kids. It's ran by the county, but it's done at the district school level.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a special grant funding. And when they have regular school, the teacher to student ratio is 3-1. So for every 3 kids, there's 1 teacher.
That's pretty awesome still.
That's nice.
It is. And he gets a lot of help because before this, he wasn't trying. He didn't have a good GPA. He's really improved. And our biggest concern.
No, he froze.
I froze?
Yeah, for a second there.
I
used to do that with Scott all the time when we would do FaceTime and stuff like that. Just
you would mess with him?
I would be like, he goes, babe. So your Netflix ones?
Yes.
Nice.
But the Netflix ones, there's more fun, like pictures you can do with Netflix.
I found the one with it looks like a dog and it's got a little crown on its head. That's mine.
So
So while you guys are bringing those up, Brett said here, now that Disney owns Fox, Frankenfurter is now a Disney princess.
Well, so is Klinger, so why not?
My
So
Disney
is
avatar is Mando's helmet. Nice, David.
oh my gosh, who is that?
David, you and my son, he picked Mando for himself too.
Kaylee could be a president too.
Oh, Kathleen, that's very nice of you to say.
I've got Woody's my one.
Aw.
What was that, John?
Woody on my one. I'm on Disney.
Oh, you got Woody on your Disney Plus?
Yeah.
I don't know who I have on my Disney.
I had Mandalorian, but then I saw Baby Yoda. I was like, I gotta change Baby Yoda.
No, Elf, Baby Yoda, and I chose Mirda. So.
Oh, see, now I want to go find out what I have.
Ooh, we can go for a ride, and
We are going
Jake
for a
has
ride.
a Christmas tree still.
By the way, my Christmas tree's still up. Daniel, can I have the remote?
You could just what you do, Jay, for Christmas tree. A lot of people are doing this year is they're decorated for each season. So just go ahead and decorate for summer. Or
I have.
July.
I had
Where's the remote?
one of my friends has this cute little nice wire tree, and but you had ornaments for seasons. So you'd hang your Easter eggs and hang shamrocks and that kind of thing. It was a seasonal deal. It was cute.
So in my high school, I went to my town is a one high school town, and I mean my graduating class was 1,200. So we had 1,200. My graduating class was.
Jeez Louise, that's double what I had. I had 700 and something.
So what we do in the high school is you go by houses. Like houses 1 is like A through whatever. House 2 is whatever. So I was a house 2. And so my house, you had to go if you had a tardy or you had to do anything that was school related that you need to go to the office for, you go to your house office before you go to the main office. So if you're tardy or you need a slip because you were tardy, you go to your house office. My house had a Christmas tree and they decorate it for every season.
Oh. Russell suggesting that that his mom and David should do a shift watch party for the podcast. Okay. Not a bad idea. Brett, that will also make Kaylee from Firefly a Disney. Oh, yes. Make Jules. Yes, make her.
Two thumbs up for over here.
I have a Kaylee stuffed animal that I wanted to show, but I can't find them.
Yeah, look for your thing. I've actually watched a couple episodes of that, David. The pop culture. It's actually not bad. It reminds me of that Seinfeld show, the one where they did the creatures. It was like, the Michael Westmore style creature mask and all that. Kind of reminded me of that show a little.
I think she fell down the crack of my bed. Because I have not seen her lately.
Oh, hey.
You'll have to share a picture of your season tree.
Hey, it's a Klingon thing, okay? I'm a Klingon at heart.
I'm sorry, Simon. Did I wake you up?
I'm actually part of Mike's house. I am actually part of Mike's house. And I'm also a Lance Corporal in CAG. So, yeah. Oh, really, Russell? Why did you have to bring in Harry Potter?
Hello.
So you guys want to hear a funny story?
Actually, no.
So when Scott and I were lying to check in for the cruise, we overheard people behind us. They were, which this might be a fun game. We should do a podcast. They were putting each character in what house they would be in. Picard would be like in Gryffindor, or
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Gryffindor or Ravenclaw? Take your pick.
He might be Ravenclaw.
If you really want to torture me, what we should do is we should create a secondary cast where we force me to watch all the Harry Potters like I did with Twilight a few years back.
Hey, I got the Blu-ray thing.
Michelle,
so I never seen Twilight.
To torture me.
I never seen Twilight. I never seen Lord of the Rings, and I never seen.
Wait, what?
I never seen Lord of the Rings
or Pirates of the Caribbean.
I got the Caribbean. So you have Disney Plus.
I saw.
Get yourself on it, and you can binge watch all the Pirates of the Caribbean right now.
Oh, I already watched them all.
Lord of the Rings, I got the extended discs. We will have to do a watch party for you. Oh, darn.
So we need a new podcast is watch parties. If we watch these shows.
Oh, no,
No,
we'll set up a whole separate thing.
Yeah, it'll be a separate
That's
thing.
right, Simon.
A whole separate watch
Yeah,
party.
so we need a separate.
Time.
Well, we could do that on Discord because Discord actually allows you to stream.
That's true. Come here.
And it won't be completely public, so that way you don't have to worry about copyright infringement. And it gives a promotion plug to the Discord.
Come on. You want to come say hi?
I have to agree with Russell here. I do have to agree with Russell. Never ever again. So the story I actually watched Twilight because my wife. Have I ever told you why I watched that god awful movie?
No.
So I love my wife very much, and Best Buy had all the movies when the second one came out, Breaking Dawn, the last one, the second, that second part of the movie. And my wife's like, she's like, Jay, you need to get this. I'm like, no, I don't want to get this. She's like, you got two choices. Either you can pay $20 for each one, or you can pay $50 for all of them. I'm like, son of a,
Happy
she
happy
manipulated me. No, she manipulated me because she knows I'm a little frugal with money. So then I called Best Buy.
You have to watch it. You just bought it.
No. So then I called Best Buy, right? And the one in Beaverton said, first I went online. Beaverton said they had one in all their Beaverton locations. And of course, if you ever know anything about online stores, and you look up the online, it says it has one. Most of the time, it means 0.
Yep.
Now, with that said, I called them and like, hey, look, after calling the third Best Buy store in the area, I'm like, does any of your store locations have one? The guy's like, yeah, we have one out in Troutdale, which is an hour and 45 minutes each way.
Oh my gosh.
So I was like, you know what? I want to buy this. I'll pay for it over the, I'll pay for it now on the card, and I'll come in. And the guy's like, yeah, just bring your card and your ID, and and you can pick it up. So I drove all the way out there, and I drove all the way back. My wife's like, thank you.
You couldn't buy it online? Was it like an in-store thing only?
It was an in-store thing only. It was a 2-week limited promotion, and it was the last coffee. I bought the last coffee in Oregon. Yeah, it was 2 weeks, but it was sold out on the first day. So
why did you watch it? You just bought it. You don't have to watch it.
No, so then I was pissed, right? I love my wife. I was kind of pissed, and I was trolling her a little bit on Facebook about it. And then everybody's like, oh, you can't do that to your wife. You got to at least watch it. So I agreed. So I did before we actually had watch parties like we do now. Mm-hmm. You would have the old-fashioned watch party. You would say, okay, I'm watching this now. And then after you get to watching it, you would give your review.
Mm-hmm.
And I had on Facebook somewhere, buried somewhere in Facebook, I actually gave my reviews of all 5 of those god-awful movies.
Never seen it. Never will.
Well, my opinion, Stephanie Meyer, if she just wrote a chick romance novel, it would have been fine. But the fact that she doesn't know anything about the folklore and the way she portrayed all of them, for example, vampires don't go around the woods saving damsels in distress. Vampires don't sparkle in the sun. There is some suggestion that not all vampires will die if they get the sun. They just become very weak. But, it depends on the folklore and which one you're following. But what she did with it was just completely wrong.
Yeah,
it was horrible. So I ended up watching them all. But, the worst one was the forced love triangle. And then you kind of find out, it's pretty bad.
I am team my vampires don't sparkle.
Yeah. Mine don't either. Have you heard of fans making hybrid houses
Griffin Claw?
Oh, I have not heard of that, Mike.
Yeah.
That must be a Mike thing. That must be a Mike Tripp thing. Building up.
No, that is a fandom thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to get Mike riled up.
You're
just a shit stirrer.
Well, because if I can get Mike to challenge, I can take over the house.
I behaved yesterday. Simon, what are you doing?
Is there proof?
You can ask Steve.
Sorry. Put that out.
I like Brett. I like Brett.
I never seen Buffy.
I grew up. Buffy was my teenage years.
I've never actually seen Magic Mike, and I couldn't get my way
Oh,
through
I
the
think Magic Mike.
I couldn't get my way through the first Shades of Grey movie.
Honestly, it is woman fluff. It suspend reality and just enjoy the view.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All
In my
right.
opinion, it's just a sex tape. It's just a porno. That's all it is.
So,
No.
No, it's not.
Titanic.
I watched part of the first one, and it was just nothing but a porno flick.
No,
It had about the same level of action too.
Storyline.
Porno. It's a strip show.
It's burlesque if you're
But it's good to watch.
If you're lucky. At most, it's burlesque.
So, I saw Russell talk about Titanic. I never saw Titanic until about maybe 3 years ago for the first time ever.
Kathleen, I would say no.
Suspend reality,
No.
enjoy. If you want brain candy and want to say you've seen it, go for it. Otherwise, not really.
Yeah, I agree with Russell, and I agree with Michelle there. No. What about you, John? Would you watch Twilight?
No.
Now, you give me Quigley Down Under. I'll watch that.
Yeah.
I want the girl and the gun.
You married crazy. Just remember that.
I know. That's right. I want the gun.
I think the last
That's what I tell my dad. I go, remember, you married her.
I think the last TV shows I watched, binge watched, was Game of Thrones.
Oh, don't
I
even
do
start.
some Game of Thrones.
Oh no, Game of Thrones. Come on, guys. Game of Thrones is nothing but a porno too. I'm sorry, it is.
No.
The first season,
Killing,
don't
right?
after that. It doesn't.
I'm
It's more
sorry.
action
I'm
after
sorry.
the second season.
You can take all 7 seasons. Yes, 7, not 8. You can
No.
take all 7 seasons of Game of Thrones. You have two. You can have 2 parts of it. You can have all the sex scenes, which would be about an hour and a half.
And
Or
all
you
the
can watch
killing
the rest-
scenes.
Yeah, and all the killing and the story plot telling scenes. I'm sorry, when you have that much sex in a show to sell the show,
Try Outlander.
Rome from
Rome.
HBO.
Yes, Rome.
see, okay, maybe it's just me, and maybe it's my old-fashioned beliefs, but I'm under the belief that if you have to have sex to sell your show, it's probably not a good show.
History is not as prudish as people like to think it was.
No, this is the Roman Empire.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. I remember I remember
Empire.
the history with the Romans and theater.
My mom watches Outlander, and every time I walk in, because I live at home right now, every time I walk into the kitchen, there's a sex scene going on. I was like, how many sex scenes do you need in a show?
I tried to get through the first episode, and right at the first episode, her and her husband, we're talking modern spot here, going at it like bunnies. In the first episode, it's like, okay, well, I'd rather read it and leave it to my imagination.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't been able to try and watch it since because,
Yeah.
cadets.
Right now, I'm watching a show called Awkward, and it started off where I almost turned it off immediately because the very first scene was a sex scene, but it set up the plot for the entire series.
So, a good, I want to say sex scene, or not sex scene, but a good show I really, really enjoyed that has some sex in it, but not as bad.
But Awkward is not all
Orange is the New
sex.
Black.
Orange is the New Black. Oh, I remember. Yeah. My only
It
problem.
had some. The problem is, if you watch that show, just be prepared for front nudity within the first 10 minutes of the show.
I was gonna say my problem with that show is I can only watch maybe 1 or 2 episodes of it, and then I have to turn it off and come back to it later.
Oh, I love Orange is the New Black.
It's just too much drama for my style. But it's not like Special Victims Unit kind of drama style. I mean, it has a kind of same feel, but not like the same vibe. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was going to show you. I actually cosplay.
Russell says no Game of Thrones for him, or Walking Dead or Breaking Bad.
Oh, would that be channeling Kate Mulgrew's character?
Yeah, it looks like Red.
It's both Kate Mulgrew's characters. Let me turn off the green screen so I can see it better.
Okay. While you're doing that, David says there is a theory that Jack is a time traveler. He smoked cigs and that weren't available at the time. He mentioned stuff that didn't happen until after, etc. There's more. Could be bad writing, but the theory holds up.
What is which?
In Titanic.
Oh,
Titanic.
Like I totally missed the what, who, and what theory? Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I concur with. I could go with that theory, honestly.
Yeah.
Titanic, where Jack is a time traveler, because they're just things. There's just things that are anachronistic, weren't correct in it.
No.
There are a lot of things about Titanic that weren't correct.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Well, like for one, that story is completely fictional.
Yes.
But the actor that played the boast in this, what was his name? Played Hornblower. What was his name? The Welsh bloke. He was a boat. He was in the when he's in the boat.
Yeah.
Life raft. That life raft. The person in the life raft as a baby girl, as a young baby girl, was a friend of my mutiner from which worked in one of the factories in London.
Oh.
Eva Hart. She knew Eva Hart personally.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Come here.
And she said, that she didn't really like the idea of bringing it up. She didn't like bringing it up about Titanic at all because it's too much memories.
It's okay. Come on. Come on.
All right, who do you got there?
I'm not going to hurt you. Me?
You got the He's sitting on her.
Oh, he's freaking out. Come here, Simon.
Is it your dog?
Yeah, this is one of my doggies. I have 2 dogs and a cat. Simon James. Simon James. Come here.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't mind the occasional sex scene, just not when the whole entire series is made of sex, and only if the scene actually justifies or calls for it. But like I said, I almost gave up on Awkward because it started, but I forgave it because of the fact that it started the whole story arc.
Hi.
It's kind of funny because it's like one of those what would you call that? What do they call those things? Coming to life series. You know, like I made this one bad decision, and it affects everything else. You know, and it talks about stories like that. So for some reason on my Amazon Prime, they're giving me a lot of these 2011 series shows. I mean, it went on for a few seasons, so I didn't pick something that like completely failed after a few episodes. All right, what did Russell say here? Most I watch is anime, wrestling, and anime mostly. Okay. Yeah. What, Nathaniel? Go ahead.
Oh, this is Simon.
Aw, a little camera shy.
Yeah, he's acting like he's like I'm gonna hurt him or something. I don't know. He's weird. Oh, you want the blankie? He wants to go into the blanket.
What is GLIW?
GLIW?
Yeah.
I bet there's a mistype and probably
Glow. Oh,
the original
that's a
Glow.
wrestling show. Whatever.
Yeah.
Kathleen says you have a cute dog or a loving dog.
Yeah, that's my Simon. So, all my animals have themes. So you all met Simon and you met River.
River's the cat.
River's a cat. The other dog is Zoe. Does anybody know what theme that's from?
Zoe 101?
No, all my animals are the same theme.
Okay.
So same thing. So I have River, Simon, and Zoe. We talked about it earlier today.
I could Google it.
It's only part of the cast. Miranda.
River, Zoe.
Oh my gosh. You guys stink.
Oh, come
Scott
on.
knows. Scott knows. Come on, babe.
All right, what's the third name? River, Zoe, and
Simon.
Simon. Let's see what I get. Serenity Firefly.
Mm-hmm. Yep. People think we named River after Doctor Who, but nope. We named her after River.
Aww.
She is staring at something in my room. That's kind of creepy.
Oh, Glow. Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. Cheesy, all-female wrestling shows from the 80s. Okay.
It's a fun show.
I don't know. I kind of miss some of the older wrestling. I used to be really big into the WWE back, but I thought the golden age was like what was the early 2000s. And then when they sold that, it went back to PG-13 or PG rating. I think they did that because they got in trouble with the networks. But to me, that was some of the best time because it was different. It wasn't what you're used to, and I think that's what part of wrestling's problems become nowadays. It's so much rinse, wash, repeat. The sad thing is you can turn off wrestling for about 5 years, and I did this in the past. Turn it back on, and you know the exact same story plot. It's just different people doing the same story plot.
I just don't get wrestling. My sister started watching wrestling for her husband.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. That and soccer. I think soccer's the most pointless sport there is out there.
Well, see, I don't like I said. That's why I liked when they did the Attitude Era because it was totally different. It was a new time. It was something brand new they were trying. But then after the Attitude Era ended, I kind of got out of wrestling, and then I decided to come back to it, like I said, 5 years later, and I was like, wait a second, I already saw this story, just different characters, and that was frustrating. But with that said, I did actually just watch that new movie with Paige, the WWE star Paige, how she came from the UK. It was an interesting story because she almost washed out of the program. She grew up in a wrestling family. And we lost Michelle. She grew up in a wrestling family, and then she made it, but her brother didn't. And then the guy, the manager had to stick his ground. He said, like, you have talent, but your brother doesn't. And that's kind of a hard kind of thing. So I really appreciated that. I think I'd like to see more things like that, and not this fake reality TV we see. I think I'd like to see more people's backstories. Where they come from, not just the character that they portray. Oh, wow, we're getting a lot of responses in here. Okay, so Firefly Glow, we did that one. Kathleen loves science fiction. Don't we all? Oh, yeah. Michelle's back. All right, Russell, are we talking about soccer or are we talking about European football?
Probably European football. He's probably making a comment about my soccer. It is fun watching them.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
I know, but
you know how European folks always say it's American football.
That's true. We should start calling it European.
Yeah, European football.
European football.
Good night.
Oh, someone going to bed?
Yeah, it is time for Cadet L to go to her quarters.
Aw.
I think it's bedtime. It's way past. Simon.
David, I would love to watch AEW, but all I ever see are the YouTube highlights. I don't even know where to find that, and I don't subscribe to cable. So if you have a link or something like that, or to point me in the right direction, I would love to actually check out one of their shows. All right, Kathleen here says, I like Firefly. We went to the Universe Studio, and I met the whole cast. Russell, it was awesome. Oh, I'm a little jealous, Kathleen.
I would have liked to have done that.
I have met everybody. I actually did an interview with Alan Baldwin when I was Trick Radio.
Nice.
Because him and my dad tweet a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They share the same things and values and stuff. So I got to interview him. I think I have Simon's, a picture of Kaylee, River, and I met everybody, but I didn't get everybody's autograph.
David said right before they released Serenity, they had a cast on stage at Universal Studios. That would have been cool to see.
I think that's what Kathleen was saying.
I'm gonna have to check to see if TNT has a stream app.
A lot of times you have to have some type of login, cable login.
See, that's what I hate about some. The thing I like about CW is you don't have to have a login screen to watch Supernatural. But then again, I just buy the season when it comes out too.
Yeah.
I full on do not appreciate the whole, you want to use our app. And you go to log in and it's like, do you have a cable subscription? Well, no, I don't. Well, then you're shit out of luck. And it's like, I pay for Sling. Sling is like having cable. That should count for something.
Yeah.
I also hate it when like right now, I do have a subscription service. I have cable. I have Dish. My parents pay for Dish, but some channels don't let you use Dish. I was trying to log into NBC to watch live because I can't watch live TV in my room. My dish is broken, but I love watching Chicago Fire and Chicago Med.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, usually I watch it the next day on Hulu. I was like, I'm gonna try watching it live for once. I log in, and it won't let me log in. It does not give me the option for Dish.
Wow.
I was like, okay, fine. I'll wait until wait until the next day to watch it. But yeah, some people don't like. I know Fox and Dish were having fights for a while about how many like the contract for using those stuff. So
I'm gonna mute myself for a second and get a quick drink. I'm getting a little thirsty.
Well, but you have to talk so much.
Well, that's what happens when you have a podcast, Michelle.
A little something in that drink. It could be NyQuil. Oh, you made yourself big. There you
go. So now you have the con and control.
I had no control, but so I can't even click on people's like. Yeah, I can't even click on the link to show other people.
Oh, so, you can still talk about them.
Anyway, that was a fast drink.
Again.
You didn't think I heard that?
Heard what? We said you were awesome.
Right. That's what we're gonna go with. Kroger cherry cola soda. Brand? Actually, I prefer, if we're talking about knockoff brands, I prefer theirs because it has more of a lime taste to it.
I don't like knockoff brands.
No, I prefer this over Coke because, like I said, this knockoff has more of a lime flavor to it. And if not, then I have to get Coke and I have to buy a lime.
Oh, see, and I'm good without
lime in your Coke.
Yeah,
Coke with lime. They do make it.
Yes, they do.
Gross.
And it's no, it's awesome. Did you forget what color my skin is?
I didn't tell you. You look.
I'm half Mexican.
I'm like, you look.
I'm like, he looks white to me.
He's one of those with a permatan.
Actually, no, because in the summer, I will actually darken up. Jenny's probably seen it. I'll actually darken up a couple shades, but then the rest of the year, I'll lighten up.
My parents call me a little Mexican because as a kid, I would darken really easily in the sun. Mm-hmm. Now I burn and tan.
Oh no! So for me, I actually will burn first, but then I'll darken out within a day or so. I love it. Like right now, yeah, I guess you can barely tell, but it is still a little slightly different color. Oh, so much better. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Talking to them, not you for.
You know, let others take over, reading for you.
I'm not reading anything. I actually don't like. I mean, we have a loose script, but it's mainly just a bulletin topics that we like to discuss. Right now, if you can see the bottom, it says we're just doing general talk.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, the comments that only you have control of clicking on.
Well, yeah, it's unfortunately because I'm the
host.
Yeah. Well, you guys are all co-hosts, but because I pay
main host.
Yeah.
You pay the bucks. I mean.
Yeah, this does cost me $250 a year. Hey, yes and no, Michelle. I mean, because of the fact I'm using it constantly, and if I want, I can set my kids up and they can host on their own YouTube channels and do Minecraft and stuff. So there are options with it, and it's so much easier than OBS. And I don't have to download anything.
Nice.
Well, besides like this screen that you see here, I mean, that's not that hard to download. And then you have other things like this. That's the generic stock. Then I have this one, which you can't really see.
Except for the llama in the corner.
Oh, funny thing is, that's my handle. I'm the drama llama. Yeah.
Right on.
Wait, so you have different. Okay, this bugs me, but I also understand. I hate when people have different handles for each different thing they use.
Oh no, it's the same one for me. Or we could do this, so I could be big and you guys can be small on the side.
Because I don't know why it is, but it also makes sense if you want different handles for different things, because then people can't go and try to hack you in other places because you have different handles.
Mhm.
But it drives me nuts when you're like, oh well, I'm cat lover 829 over here, but I'm dog lover 262 over here.
That's just too many handles to memorize.
It's bad enough you gotta like change your passwords and remember the new passwords and.
Well, usually I have like a 4-password rotating system. I'll remember 4 different ones, but I categorize them too, which ones I use, and I won't say which ones are which, of course. But
right,
I have a method to my madness.
maybe because I recently was getting hacked, so maybe it's just me trying. Like I had to memorize all new passwords because people were hacking me and all the different passwords I had.
Oh wow!
So
Love the evolution of Chris Jericho. I'm happy to hear that, Russell, because Chris Jericho is probably one of those few people who can really entertain and perform. It doesn't matter if he's playing a heel or a good guy, or he's really good at what he does. What did Brett say? I like how Cody is carrying on Dusty's legacy. Yeah, I like that too, Brett. Talking about your eye. All right, Kathleen. Talking about your eye interview. Which one in particular?
my interview with Adam Baldwin. Is that what she's
Maybe.
talking about?
I'll give her no delay, so we'll give her a little bit.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're missing, Russell. I rarely drink soda, so tonight is one of those exceptions. I know if I didn't, I know if I didn't crack this open, I would have got none of it.
It's empty.
You say willpower, I say diabetes. Well, if that's the case, then you might as well eat nothing that has sugar in it.
Where you going, Simon?
Oh, yeah, she was talking about you and your interview, Jenny.
Oh yeah. That was a good interview. It's on Trek Radio. I think it's still on TrekRadio.net. I think.
David, is it still on there?
Let me go look.
Okay.
Trek Radio.
The thing I do like about Trek Radio is they do play a lot of music on there. And I like some of their interviews they do too.
And we now do use Discord for Trek Radio instead of IRC chat.
Okay.
So that's helpful.
I'll have to look into that.
I love Trek Radio, and the DJs are very
Michelle.
active. I was trying to think what it's called. They interact with you on Discord, and you can ask for certain songs. They'll play it for you.
Oh, nice.
DJ Blind has been working on saluting people out there in the world who are essential workers. She didn't salute for me for being a hotel, and she saluted hotel workers because we don't get any recognitions that were essential.
Michelle, since you turned your camera off, you should. You turned it back on. I'm gonna say you should get like that Kit Knight Rider thing, that little circular one, and every time every time you speak, it would like
I'll work on that. I just my husband had gave me a bowl of dinner, and it was super hot right out of the Instapot. So I did not get to eat it, and I'm like hungry, and I'm like, well, this is a good time. I'm still here, just kind of you won't watch me eat.
So for anybody who's interested in knowing about Trek Radio's Discord link, Scott was kind enough to give it to us. It's in the chat.
It's really good.
And still,
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say David says it should still be in the on-demand section. That interview.
Right now. We just got it Instapot for the first time, and oh my gosh, it's the best thing ever. We have an air fryer and Instapot, and those two things.
Oh, you're set.
I love my air fryer.
We had air fryer for years first. We just got the Instapot. What I like about Instapot is we have to eat brown rice here because my mom's diabetic, and brown rice is less likely for her sugars to spike than white rice. Well, cooking brown rice is so hard when you boil it in the water, like on the stove. You can never get it cooked right. When you do Instapot rice, it's the most fluffiest, all thoroughly cooked brown rice we've ever had. Oh.
Right. So Russell's saying I was out in the cold. I was out of control with soda, so I had to stop. Yeah, that's true of anything. Before I read the rest of this, beer, any kind of drinks, you should definitely regulate and control how much you do. My choice is coffee. I drink way too much coffee.
Oh, mainlining. There's coffee in that nebula.
Yes,
I
and
don't
then
like coffee.
the withdrawal pains. Yeah, so Russell, you're actually experiencing what us coffee drinkers experience because it's all caffeine. So your withdrawal pains are all about caffeine withdrawals, which are some of the worst things to get over.
So when I was in high school, I used to go so I was in band. So in the morning after band class, we didn't watch in the morning.
Mhm.
I would buy myself a Coke, the 20-liter Coke you buy. Okay, I'll drink that in the morning as my breakfast because I never ate breakfast as a kid. I was a bad child. At lunch, we were allowed to have sodas at my school, so I would buy another. I would get the fountain drinks. I would get one of the cups, fountain drinks. I'll probably go through 2 of those. Then all the way when I was leaving, pick up my flute, I would buy another soda. So I was having 3 20-liter sodas at school.
Wow.
A day. When I was younger, I was stealing, I was borrowing money out of my mom's purse to buy the sodas.
Wow. No, I remember when I got divorced, I was drinking a lot. And then I gave that up and I started drinking way too much coffee. 3 pots a day.
Oh, you must have been both.
Oh no, my body really didn't like it, and there was the anxiety that was caused from it. But I was also going through a divorce, and I didn't want to get hooked on drinking again.
Yeah.
Because I did have a problem with that when I was in the service. I drank way too much in the service.
You know that is a known problem.
Yeah, and so after the service and after I got out, then I did get some therapy. I got some help, and I got myself cut back down to 1 pot a day, and I've been that way but it's not all in one session.
Your 1 pot a day is all day.
Yes. Or sometimes I won't finish the pot, and I'll take a cup of soda, but not very often.
I've been trying to cut soda pop out of my everyday. Except it mixes really well with my Captain Morgan. So
yeah.
I set sail, well, up until COVID, every other week was never leaving dry land.
Brett, there is such thing as too much caffeine because I've seen some of the not only have I seen, but I felt some of the effects. Too much caffeine in your system will give you anxiety.
He said coffee, not caffeine.
Well, no, yeah, coffee is caffeine.
Coffee is caffeine, but you can also get used to that caffeine, and you don't realize that you just gotten so used to it. That was my problem.
Or the caffeine pills, the same thing. If you take too many of those, your whole body freaks out and you go into anxiety from that. It is not a good state. It's not like getting high off of drugs, in which I do not promote drug usage at all. But I'm saying it's not the same kind of feel. It's like you feel like you're out of control, kind of like when you're drinking. But you know what I mean. But you still have full control of yourself, which is the other part of the problem. Usually, when you're drinking, you have no control. You know, if you overdose on caffeine, you have too much control. And then, of course, you think if you take more, then, but like I said, I went through a nasty divorce my first marriage. I was not happy. I was in a bad place, and I didn't want to be drinking.
At least you did the better choice.
No, yes and no. But I was so anxiety. I was so strung out on that. And it's like I couldn't realize, it's like, and I can't. You know how like some people eat when they're like depressed or stressed? I was just drinking a lot of coffee, a lot of coffee.
A lot of coffee. Coffee.
No, not even black. Not even black coffee. I always put cream and sugar in it.
Coffee's disgusting. I don't know how y'all drink coffee.
I like my coffee like I like my men.
Oh, geez. She went there. She went there.
Coffee's just disgusting. It smells horrible. It's so bitter.
Oh no, you're wrong.
You would not want to talk to me. There's no talkie for coffee.
Oh, I should show you my coffee cup. It is a coffee cup I'd love to use. It says, "I love you more than coffee, but not always before coffee."
Oh, I saw that one. You had it the other day. No, I like teas, so I drink teas in the morning.
Teas have caffeine too.
Not all teas. Herbal teas do not have caffeine in them.
That's true. Years ago, too much caffeine gave me arrhythmia. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, David gets it. All right, what were you saying, Michelle?
When I was pregnant with Elk, I had to stop drinking coffee because it was actually tearing up my stomach. So I went to drinking Earl Grayer, and that was my saving grace. At least I got my low dose of caffeine, so I didn't kill somebody.
Oh, we lost two. Well, I know.
Yeah, I'll be back in a minute.
Oh, okay. All right, it's just us two.
No, it's us three.
No,
I put the wrong person in.
Oh, because
I'm attempting not to broadcast shoveling food into my face.
No, it's totally fine.
So what you do is what my friend does when we game, because on Mondays and Sundays we play like games online.
Mm-hmm.
He'll lift up his screen, so all you see is like half his face, and he'll eat. And then when he's finished eating, he'll put it back to normal. The funny thing is,
I'm still here. I still, give my 2 Latin worth. You just won't see me.
Yeah.
Russell, I've been that person.
You can still see him eat because his girlfriend is at the computer on the other side, and her camera shows like the whole entire like living room area and the kitchen area. So you can still see him eat. So.
I'm back.
Let me get
good mug.
Mug.
Hey, his mug's missing.
I know he has green screen on.
Glasses though, because I've got blue glasses.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Do you realize that your green screen's on, John?
I ain't got green screen.
Oh,
it's just a plain. I just got a plain back.
Nope, I don't even have green screen either.
Well, I don't.
His screen acts like your screen because it's got the it's acting like 35 millimeter film scratching down the side.
Yeah, I see that too. That usually indicates to me a green screen.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I know.
It's blue to me from here.
It is blue, but it's actually green or like a teal green.
Okay.
I think it's funny as how when I do a zero fade, my wall looks white. When it's green.
Yeah, they've been new mug.
So you have your own green screen.
I do.
I'm starting to get tired.
You need more coffee.
No. I was trying to tell Jenny I don't want to do a 4-hour podcast tonight.
Yeah, no. Seeing as it is 2200, 2210, some of us have to get up early and,
Well, I think we should get ready to call it because I actually wouldn't mind unwinding a little and actually watching a little TV before I go to bed.
I'd like to get another episode of Voyager in before the next podcast.
There you go.
I need to watch the other part first. Well, I might do that at work tomorrow.
So watch the first. So to get yourself reacquainted, watch the first episode of Voyager.
Okay.
Caretaker. Then go listen to the podcast.
Oh, I'm a Voyager fanatic. It's my favorite series, so I know all of them.
But you're watching the episode and kind of like making sure you remember everything right, and
okay.
Because when Garrett and Robin start talking, and they start talking about the episode, you already know what they're talking about. Like, you know the exact scene, you know what comes before it, what comes after it, and you're hearing their breakdown of it. And then start off on
stand by a second. Night, Kathleen. Have a good night.
Night.
Yeah.
So on
food is good. Go get something to eat.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching tonight. All right, now back to what we were talking about.
On the Delta Flyer, because they're watching Caretaker, did they do part 1 and 2 or just part 1?
They cover both. So there's 2 parts to the first podcast.
Okay.
Because there's so much to cover.
Yeah, it's 2 hours left.
So you hear, they do their intro, they talk, they go into different things, how they came into Voyager, and how they kind of what this episode was like when it started. So they talk about how Garrett or how Tom Paris and Captain Janeway and their first meeting, and how that seems to how it looks awkward, where she's walking with her arms behind her back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they both talk about that scene and what is actually going on, what we don't know.
Okay. Then maybe next week we can all come back on and we can talk about our reaction to their podcast. You can add that segment.
So it was really interesting to listen to. They do part 2, and they've already dropped it, so you can listen to them back to back. It takes maybe about 2 hours.
Okay.
To listen to both of you, listen to them together.
Plenty of time at work to do whatever I want.
Same here. All right, guys. So I think we will get ready to call it a night. David, thank you for watching. Have a great night. Then Russell, same thing with you. I should probably get you in contact with my wife because she loves Animal Crossing. Is always looking for people to join her.
I don't have.
My daughter does too.
I don't have a Wii, so
we have 2 Wiis.
I got someone looking for a Nintendo Switch, and I'm like, okay.
This guy has Animal Crossing, Russell.
That's what is on Animal Crossing. I want a Switch now just to play Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
But I want it because I'm bored at home. Like
if you do, you need to go like Tuesday and Saturday mornings and just wait in the long line of people. Try to get there as soon as you can because the Switches are selling out.
Yeah.
Because of Animal Crossing. But we actually have 2 of them. One for my kids, one for my wife.
My big purchase is gonna be a new TV. So
there you go. All right, guys. I think we should get ready to call it a night. I think next week, Michelle, we should definitely do that. We should follow up and listen to Garrett because I do support watching other people's podcasts. Like I'm a big fan of Priority One. I'm also a big fan of this series. Not this. I mean, I'm a big fan of like other people doing series too. And if people have recommendations, I'd be more than happy to go out there and listen to them. All right, so I'd like to. What's that?
I was gonna say Below Decks was really. I don't know if they're still doing it, but they were doing refresh or recap when they were watching Discovery.
Okay.
Anyways, we'll have more going on.
Yeah. All right, just like Scott. No, thank you tonight for staying in and listening to us and pick on us and having us pick on you a little bit tonight. But guys, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us tonight and wish you all good night. Live long and prosper.
Oh, good. Oh, Mark, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's just getting light.
All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and end the pod stream now.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
And, okay, so